Now, Brisbane audience joining us for the first time. The Lions and the Blues are out on the ground. They played in a prelim last year. The Blues kicked the first five. The Lions got the job done and just got pipped by the Pies in a ripping grand final. All set for a start here. Second game of the season after the Swans got the job done over Melbourne. Mark Howard with you, Luke Darcy, Damien Barrett, Jason Dunstall and Nathan Brown. We've got about 9 minutes till this one gets underway. We'll give you 4 minutes of game preview. But in the interim, Damon will bring us up to date with all the latest news. Damo, what's happening?
Just a nice story out of Collingwood selection last night, Howie, for the game that they've got tomorrow against GWS. We know that Jeremy Howe's going to miss at least one game with some soreness to a leg. It created the vacancy, and also Nathan Murphy being out of that Collingwood backline too at the moment indefinitely for concussion reasons. It's introduced to football as of tomorrow night. Charlie Dean does, a person taken in the 2021 the pre-season draft, and it just goes to show that Craig McRae will allow, if you're up and running and fit and able to do what he wants you to do, a chance, because it's a nice story for him to come into the very first game that Collingwood plays since its amazing grand final win of last year.
One of my favourite things about the start of the year is you get a look at some players you haven't seen before. Jack Carroll is a sub for Carlton tonight. I've got to admit, haven't seen any of his 6 AFL games before. Kyle Lohmann's been around a little bit. He's a starting sub tonight for Brisbane, so it's good. He doesn't get those decisions wrong, Craig McRae, very often, so you're back in. That will be a good one.
And it's taken Frampton out of the team. Obviously, Frampton came into the grand final lineup on the back of Dan McStay going down, and McStay, again in the off-season, has unfortunately done a knee, which will keep him out for a large chunk of the year, although they haven't ruled out totally. Guys, I don't know whether you caught up with this issue during the week. I like the byplay between Lee Matthews and Craig McRae. Now, Lee Matthews obviously coached the Brisbane Lions. Craig McRae, to a part of that three-peat premiership era of 2001, 2 and 3. Lee made a couple of comments, as Lee can do, and very, very, very carefully made the comments that he felt that the Collingwood team had almost for too long celebrated the grand final win with all the documentaries that were coming out and the conversations and the public commentary around it. So we'll take a listen to what he said before we take a listen to how Craig McRae responded.
We all have our own ways we look at these things. If I'm coaching a team that's won a premiership, we're not in a picture theatre watching our grand final last year like a week and a half out from the start of the season. Like, you've got to leave it behind.
So that's Lee, and remember, Brownie, he did coach Craig McRae to those 3 flags.
He did, and I understand what Lee is talking about, but he's talking about in an era where he coached where times are very different. Now, fans want access to everything they possibly can. People watch things for maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes at the very, very most. So it's a very different landscape to when Lee coached. And this is the new breed. This is the way they go about it. This is how they build membership. This is how they build finances and turnover in the football world. And it is changed and it's very different. But I get where Lee's coming from. But I don't mind the Collingwood method either.
And then Craig McRae was asked about it. And being Craig McRae, he's not going to back down. And even though he's got Lee Matthews in a position of awe in his mind, just notice how he did respond.
I love Lee. I love Lee. I've loved Lee for a long time, and I played a long time under Lee, and I know how he works. He always thinks about tomorrow. I think over time I've learned to smell the roses a bit more, and it's okay to be a bit different to Lee, but huge respect for him. But I don't think anything's changed in terms of what we're doing. There's lots of stuff that within the premiership that why would you let go? Because we're going to need it again. We're going to need it for this next journey, and there's things around connection and around the spirit and all these things that you want to carry with you. Cutting the cord was one thing, but bringing certain things that are required to bring with you is really important.
No one's ever going to disagree with Lee Matthews, and fair enough, Damo, but I was very lucky to spend a couple of hours with Craig McRae probably 3 weeks ago, and I came away with 2 impressions. One, that you would love this man to be coaching your kids.
Yep.
He's just so impressive. But 2, the joy he brought to his football team in big moments when he just told them, don't worry about your mistakes, just enjoy it. And it's a continuation of what they're doing. I think it's the modern way to enjoy your success. And you could not be more impressed by this man.
And I reckon he's observed at various clubs. I mean, he's had a great upbringing from the coaching side of things before he got the senior gig, and he's seen pressure change fortunes and courses of history. And I think, to your point, he's just realised that soaking it up, and to use his own phrase, smell the roses, is actually better than trying to think we got to stay focused on trying to go back to back. And again, They're about to bounce the ball for the first time in 2024 tomorrow night. We'll see what it means. But I love it, like you, and equally, I spent some time with him too, and he equally just celebrated the moments, and he's happy to talk about it if he's asked, and I think it's refreshing.
That was on the Howie Games, yeah?
It was. Yep, it was. And Damo did a great interview with him for the AFL. Anything else before we get stuck into this?
Yeah, just tonight, there will be a minute's silence for a great of the Brisbane Lions Football Club off the field, a woman by the name of Nicole Duncan, who ultimately was the glue of the football department office and a lot of the administration in the building, died of leukemia recently, and a massive effect on this football club for the best part of 25 plus years, Howie. I just wanted to flag that tonight because it's been a massive loss for any person who came across her, players, officials, anyone at the Brisbane Lions over that duration, and that's the silence you'll hear as we build up to this game tonight.
Okay, beautifully done, Dame. All right, let's get into this one. Second game of the season. You got Jason Dunstall and Nathan Brown, the two big guns on a Friday night to tell you the whys, the hows and the maybes.
Well, you were talking about it before, Nate, and you said you had a few concerns for what might happen to the Blues tonight. I think we might have to hang on to this preview, How, because we're not going to take the minute silent. Pretty hard not to.
The players are linking arms out in the middle. The umpires in the middle. Carlton is on the left and Brisbane are in the right. Here we go.
Today we remember Nicole Duncan. Nicole was a beloved member of the Brisbane Lions family in a career spanning 31 years and sadly passed away in January after a short battle with cancer. As our longest tenured employee, her role as football administration manager saw her through 713 of the club's games, 263 players and 7 coaches. As a female in a very male-dominated industry in the 90s, her loyalty, resilience and dedication to her role has paved the way for many females. To Nicole's father, Stuart, her husband, Brian, her 2 children, Mitchell and Jade, Nicole was always a loved member of the Lions family, and you always will be. As we stand here at the Gabba, we reflect on the incredible career that she forged. Would you please join us in a moment's silence?
Do you want us to talk through some of this?
A great celebration of Nicole Duncan, Damo, someone that you said was just such a loved part of this football club.
Yeah, she was. And as this moment silence goes on, Howie, Michael Voss, obviously coaching Carlton tonight, he was at the club when Nicole was at the club back in the early 1990s, and he was very close. You can see him there on screen, the effect that obviously her passing has had on him and every single person that came across that Nicole Duncan.
So we were talking, Nate, about the challenges ahead of the Blues tonight, because I agree with you. You're reigning best and fairest when Jacob Wiedering's not there. He's the linchpin of the defence, and they're coming up against one of the most potent attacks in the game. But let's flip things around. How do Carlton win then? Let's forget about what's not there. There's no Sam Walsh, there's no Jacob Wiedering. How do they get the job done if they're going to have success against the odds tonight?
Well, I think if there is a weakness in the Brisbane outfit, it is through their midfield depth. And they've got some really good players. They've got a Brownlow medalist in there, Hugh McCluggage out in the wing, but I don't think they bat as deep as what Carlton do through the midfield. So it is Cripps, it is Kennedy getting a stack of the football, it is Chera going to work. So it's almost like the Blues just need to win contested football and not allow the Brisbane Lions entries inside 50. If the Blues have more entries inside 50, they pretty much win. But that starts at the coalface. But at the other end, McInerney, I think he's just about one of the most unsung heroes in the competition in the ruck. I think he is a beast. Watch him to move forward and kick goals, because they'll try and put Carlton's defence under pressure with no Wearing. Don't be surprised if Big Oscar moves forward, kicks 1 or 2 tonight.
Lockie Neal wins the toss for the Lions. They'll kick towards the city end of the Gabba. What did you think about the decision not to play both ruckmen? They left Pitnet out.
Well, I think they're just going for extra leg speed, aren't they? I personally would have played a ruckman, but obviously they know where he's at compared to me. I think Oscar McInerney damages here, particularly at this ground. I saw him dismantle Collingwood here last year in round 4 when Collingwood went in with no ruckman on that night.
This is Triple M Footy Prime Time for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries air conditioners. Put your trust in the experts in air. We'll get down to ground level with Brady Thomas, Bob Jane, Team Arts. They have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T&C's applies. Brady, come in, big boy.
Thank you, Howie. 26 degrees. Did have some rain earlier today in Brisbane, and we may get a shower at some stage. The story of the pre-season for the Lions, Darcy Gardner playing forward. Chris Fagan a little bit coy yesterday, but I can see him now walking inside the forward 50 with Eric Hipwood. He was having some shots on goal before the game. They feel he can play the Dan McStay role closer than what Jack Gunston was able to. So that is a big change to the Lions lineup. 28 years of age, 154 games. He's kicked just the 5 goals in his career.
Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install the Ream. Some final thoughts from Nathan Brown and Jason Dunstall.
Watch Hugh McCluggage have a big night tonight. Last year, Carlton gave up the second most disposals to wingmen across the competition. So Hugh McCluggage had a huge pre-season. His first pre-season game was outstanding. So watch him out on the outer wing.
Sam Doherty starting in the first centre bench. He shakes hands with the 2-time Brownlow medalist Lachie Neale. It's opening round. We're at the Gabba rocking footy here on Triple M. We have got a full house. Beautiful night. Perfect bounce to Koning athletically. He's got a huge night competing against McInerney. Cripps was in there. He got bashed into. McCluggage was brilliant. Got it to Zorko, and they come streaming through. Real Mott to Charlie Cameron. Assad's defensive spoil was timely. Here's Gardner. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. Mitch McGovern picks it up, gets it to Doherty, and he's turned it over straight into the arms of Josh Dunkley, who was 4th in their BNF in his first year last year at the Lions.
Dunkley plays on, drives it inside 50 again for the Lions. Fisted away from Hipwood. Comes about 30 metres out of defence. Lachie Neale towards Coleman. Free kick on play, and we'll get for the first time to Heath Baby, Triple M Red Z Lenders. Heath.
Good to see you, Howie. Brisbane 11 of the last 13 wins against Carlton. Last time Carlton won here at the Gabba, 2013, 3 of the 44 players left won that game.
Neale goes inside 50. The big boys are there trying to take the mark. Charlie Cameron's at ground level. Ball spits out towards the boundary line, and it's seen across the line. It's not. In the end, Kemp steps around a few, but eventually goes out of bounds deep in his defensive pocket.
First couple of inside 50s, not ideal for Brisbane, a bit high and long. We've seen through pre-season a lot of teams looking to have more penetrating kicks rather than the high bombs. So see if Brisbane can adapt their inside 50s.
Dano tried something inventive from the boundary throw-in before Rayner, who we hear Brandon's going to play some more midfield minutes, put a big strong tackle on, so it's trapped inside Brisbane's forward half.
Josh Dunkley also gone to Patrick Cripps, kept him to 13 disposals in the prelim last year.
To Koning athletically again, picked up by Zach Williams. Great to see him back, missed the whole of last year. Did Zach Williams with an ACL. Lachie Neale, the 1-2. Can he kick the first goal of the year for the Lions? He's taken on a handball back to Dano, who snaps around the corner to the goal square. Sard defending earnestly, and off the hands of Cameron. It's going to be another boundary thrown deep in attack for the Brisbane Lions.
Blues can't get it out of defensive 50 at the moment. A couple of times they've just bombed it. One of those was Doherty, who you feel like is a senior player who should have more composure.
Koning Danaher in the ruck. Comes out towards the Blues, and Cripps, little underground hand pass. The Blues just hack it out of defence as best they can. Coleman. What a finals he had. Marks 55 from home. Gee, had an impressive last couple of matches to Kitty Coleman.
Third rush kick out of defensive 50, straight back to a Brisbane player.
Pointing towards the goals is Kadeen. He'll have to kick it from 52, 6 metres inside the boundary on the outer side. And a beautiful night. He goes short, and it's a good lead in the end by McCluggage, who marks 25 metres close to the goal, but tight in the pocket, Chiefy.
Yeah, I know it's a tight angle, but at least he gets a dedicated shot for goal where he knows he can score. I think Coleman was taking that risk of that long kick that lands a metre or two short and is very easily rushed through for a behind.
McCluggage will have to cross the boundary line, tries to open up the angle, does from 48, hits it well. McCluggage hits it beautifully. McCluggage, the opening goal of the Lions season, and it's top shelf too from Hugh. Brisbane on the board, one straight, the Blues yet to roll. 17:34 to go first term. That is all on your Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings Trade is on your side this season with dedicated trade specialists offering end-to-end project support for your landscapers.
It's one of the things that I think, Nathan, that was noticeable in the pre-season games was the methodology going inside 50. Rather than continually bombing that deep one, hoping that that's the best place to defend from, but doesn't necessarily give you the best chance to score. We saw teams starting to honour leads, to go a little bit wider, a little bit shorter, just inside 50, and get shots for goal where you know you can actually make the distance and score from. And I don't mind it, actually.
Yeah, smart against the side that's packed with big, tall forwards, including Gardner out of the goal square. You feel like they only go along all the time, but if you can bite one off, it helps.
You got the Chief, you got Nate Brown, your Triple M Seabass Super Special comments. Back with your Rocky Footy on a Friday night. Here at the Gabba, Rayner, he looks at home in the centre bounce. Back to Wilmot, the half forward go the Brisbane Lions. Cameron and Sard, you're going to enjoy this matchup. Charlie Cameron ushers it over for a boundary thrown right in front of the Brisbane interchange race on the outer side. Here at the Gabba, Chris Fagan looks on Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen alongside Michael Voss, who's a little bit to think about early. The Lions, early stages, they got a 1-goal lead, but they've dominated early possession. Back to Akers here for Carlton. His kick smothered. Once again, it ricochets out of bounds, and it's all being played in Brisbane Lions forward half of the ground.
Only been going 4.5 minutes, but you've got to be impressed with Brisbane's defensive mindset so far. They've won every contest at the moment, and then when Carlton get the football, the pressure on them to get rid of the ball quickly has been immense.
Coney, McInerney, they play songs after goals up here, Nate. Hugh McCluggage was a bit of Hey Jude from the bit.
Oh, I like that one.
So McInerney and again De Koning. Akers, a good year last year for the Blues. Splits a hand pass out to Cripps. He gives it one further cross, and taking a hurried kick is Williams. Back towards the centre of the ground. They pick it up now, the Blues needing to get rid of it. He's Fantasia. Great to see him in the Navy Blues. Orazio going one way, then the other is Newman. He's caught from behind. Here comes Bailey for the Lions. They're running in waves.
Fogarty got clobbered there by Charlie Cameron. Lewis Young did well. Got in front of Joe Danaher. Took the mark. Joe not happy with the delivery. Young played it well. What have you seen, Chief?
Joe Danaher, where does he expect Bailey to kick it? Bailey's calling for him to come to him because he's 70 metres away and he wants it to go over the top.
Here's Orazio Fantasia. His first game for the Blues, game 100. And Orazio has laced it out to Harry Mackay, and this will be fascinating. First shot at goal for 2024. He's directly in front, about 35 metres out. What does he do?
Well, he looks like he's going back to the set shot. Beautiful transference of play. I agree with you, Chief. Joe Danaher was the reason why Carlton now have this shot at goal. He should have been leading up with the football. Brisbane's pressure in the first 5, 294, but this is huge for Harry Mackay. I know it's his first kick of the year, but everybody now is watching. He knows all the eyes are on him. I just want him to kick it nicely and for it to go straight through the middle just for Harry.
29-29 last year, Harry Mackay going the regulation drop punt, and he has absolutely struck that superbly, and that is a confident start for Harry Mackay and the Blues. And we've got the Blues brothers out in force here at the Gabba. The big Carlton contingent. The Blues get there first. It's 1 goal straight apiece here on the Triple M Bunnings scoreboard. Bunnings Trade is on your side this season. Dedicated trade specialists offering end-to-end project support for your landscapers.
Well, they need to do everything right, the Blues, and they need to take their opportunities. So it's great for Harry Mackay's confidence that he can kick straight, because that's been a bugbear for a number of seasons. But it's also the fact that he's done it on Harris Andrews to be able to break off on the lead and get separation, get the easy mark, and then go back and compose yourself. That'll inspire his teammates.
Such an important kick. I think you're spot on, mate. To nail your first kick of the season. Back in the middle we go. De Koning bouncing around on his feet up against McInerney. Good leap too from De Koning. Hurrying the kick forward. The Blues out of the middle. It spreads out to the outer side. Archie marks on his chest. Got it on the outer side of the ground. Back flank. Cal Archie drives it about 60 metres down the line to a Martin contest. McCarthy was ripped off the ball. Coming back by hands was Georgie Hewitt, and he has an opportunity for the Blues on the outer wing.
Nick Newman has it. That's how he said, on the outer wing, and he just steers a little one boundary side. No. It's been taken by Williams, who went with an adventurous kick. Cherry picked it up. Gardner tackled him well. Boyd slid through, picked it up nicely, but then he was upended by Zorko. They're really dangerous on the rebound. Lyons took on the tackler, got it out to Joe Danaher, flicks it further afield. He had McCluggage with him, and then Kitty Coleman's got on the chain to Rayner, and they've gone end to end. Rayner's played onto the goal square, nearly had it smothered. It was a millimetre away, but Rayner kicks the Brisbane Lions second, and that was scintillating play from the Lions. They're 2 straight 12, 1 straight 6 are the Navy Blues. Let's get to Brady Daniels at ground them.
Thanks, Das. Lockie Neal just went into the rooms briefly. Late start to the pre-season for him, had off-season groin surgery, but just some treatment on his shoulder. We'll keep an eye on that, but he is back on the ground and charging in the middle right now.
Great to see Brady Daniels has joined us from the Giants and jumped down on the boundary, Guru.
My apologies, Brady.
Also love a goal.
He loves a goal, Brady Thomas. We won't hear that again this year, Das.
I wonder why you're looking at me with a strange look.
I loved it. And replay that numerous times. And
Some good tackles, middle of the ground from the Lions, Brownie. Good pressure.
The 294 they were in the first 5 minutes.
Are we doing clangers this year or not? All right.
Right start, I think.
I think we are now. Back in the middle again. McInerney, good leap this time. DeConing butters up at ground level. Spiriting out the other way is McCarthy. Chera spins it back the other way. Nice battle in the air. Fisted away by Kennedy. Comes Archie at ground level. The Blues hack it inside 50. Bouncing ball through the hands of Makai Starcevic. Cut all his hair off in the off-season. He's gone the bald look. Hurried kick out of defence for Starcevic. Good fly, Archie. Good grab.
Takes it at half back. Cal Archie for the Brisbane Lions. One-on-one. Gardner went over the top of his head. Picked up by Young under some pressure from Dunkley. They are working overtime defensively with the Lions, but it ends up with Georgie Hewitt. True centre wing, right in front of the players' interchange race. Carlton trying to advance it forward, but there's not a lot of movement, so it's the old dump kick down the line. DeConing athletically nearly took some sort of hanger. Picked up by Kennedy, won a good 50-50 ball back to DeConing. Started well, the young Blues big man. To Charlie Curnow, put the one hand up. Oh, he's trying to keep it trapped inside, flicked it back to a teammate, but it just dribbled out of bounds. Right forward pocket, Carlton in attack. They trail by 6 points in the Triple M Bunnings scoreboard.
Nathan Brown and Jason Dunstall with your Triple M Seabus Super. Seabus Super making hard work pay off all the way back since 1984. So McCluggage and Rain are the goal scorers for Brisbane. Aaron Mackay 1 straight for the Blues, who currently trail by a goal. Fletcher ripped off the footy, clearing hand pass from the Lions. Doherty, he's caught by Archie, who's had a massive impact on this game earlier. What's he had, Archie, on the Triple M Red Z lenders, Heath?
Second-ranked player on the ground for the Lions at the moment. 3 touches, 2 intercepts.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. I presume the two-man just doesn't travel?
No, doesn't travel.
Okay.
So Sam Doherty just get up and just grab his knees slightly. All good. He was a little nervous. In Sam's history, such an important part for the Blues. Here's Link McCarthy, an incredible player for the Brisbane Lions. Could not get out on the field in his 7 years at Geelong. Has not virtually missed a game in his time at Brisbane. To half forward, Young defending with everything he's got. Picked up by Zorko. They're winning the 50-50 ball, the Brisbane Lions, regularly at the moment. This is Lester. He's now the oldest player on the list. Is Lester, kick to the pocket. The mark's been taken by Darcy Gardner. 48 metres out, tucked up on the boundary line, and he's just signalled the Babe Ruth, I'm going for home.
Have you seen this move, Chief? Do you think it's a good move going forward? I mean, he's played defence, he's played fullback his whole career. All of a sudden, it's almost like a lifeline. Go forward and see what you can do.
Yeah, it might be proven wrong, but I don't particularly like it. I just don't think they need another tall up forward.
We're going to get to Brady Thomas in a moment, because Sam Doherty has come off the field and just getting a little bit of treatment on that knee as Gardner goes the set-up kick to the top of the square through the hands of Akers. Carlton defence under all sorts of pressure. Zorko put a little toe on it and he's socketed it through. We're going to have a little score review check, but I reckon that's a goal.
Goal, Chief. Yep. Goal, Das. Absolutely. That went nowhere near anybody, so that'll be a goal to Zorko. As we're seeing Doherty on the bench, just getting his knee looked to at the moment. So the problem with Carlton at the moment, they are really trying to push up the ground as we see the replay, and that is a goal. Carlton, every time they get the football, they're pushing all the way up to the middle of the ground and making the ground small for Brisbane at the other end. The problem with Carlton, though, at the moment, they're turning the football over and they're not handling it that well. So the ball comes back the other way, and there's all sorts of Brisbane Lions players forward of the ball, out with heaps of room. I mean, the goal that Rayner kicked, you could have had 4 or 5 players kicking that goal. So Carlton, if they're going to play very much a zone defence and push right up, they can't turn the ball over the way they are.
Umpire still looking at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Kick off the footy season at Harvey Norman. Big savings on big screen TVs on now. And the call from the score review is it is a goal. So 3 early for Brisbane. They're 3 straight 18. The Blues 1 straight 6. Are you concerned if you're a Blue? Chiefy?
Oh, early doors, yeah, but I mean that's one of those reviews they just don't need to have. None of the Carlton defenders put their hand up and said I touched it.
Snorkel.
They didn't set up for a behind kick out. They were just having their chat ready to start play again. So honestly, there are times where we can use the body language and the word of the players to save a little bit of time. That would have been one of them.
Heath, round the grounds, what's happening in Dharamshala between India and England in the 5th test there?
Yeah, T at the moment, 3 for 376 India, so they're up by nearly 200 runs. Almost everyone has passed 50 in that for India, so pretty well on top at the moment, Howie.
Bob Jane T-Marts, Brady Thomas.
Yeah, Doherty now into the rooms, just complaining about the outside of his right knee. They tried to manipulate it down here, but he's going to go into the rooms for some more treatment. Their sub today is Jack Carroll, Kai Loman the sub for the Lions.
Thanks, Brady. Back in the centre, Brisbane Lions got a 12-point lead, but Carlton through Hewitt win the centre clearance at half-back. He started well, Darcy Wilmot.
Yeah, he's one of my favourites of their younger players, Hugh. I like him.
Gets it to Danaher, and he unloads to Zorko, who's got out the back, and he's had defenders scrambling everywhere to catch up. He's taken an uncontested Mark Dane Zorko, and he can kick back-to-back goals. Slight angle about 25 metres out, Nate.
And he will kick this too. We spoke to him before the game, very confident in how he said this is his best pre-season he's had in the last 5 or 6.
Shapes with the Stevie J curve, and as Nate predicted, not a problem. The Lions have got off to a fly here. They've kicked the last 3 goals, back-to-back goals there for Zorko. They're 4 straight to 1 straight, and that is all the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Love Darcy Wilmot at halfback. He's an attacking halfback. He takes the game on, so he was first to read the quick kick forward. And he goes for the mark. He beats his man, but he doesn't just pull up when he takes the mark. He looks for the opportunity to play on, delivers to a teammate. They find Danaher in space, and he's got the long leg to get it over the top to Zorko, who then finishes with the round-the-corner kick from the pocket.
Around the grounds a couple of moments ago, Howie, and I've just had a look up at the screen, and I've noticed that the Indian commentators are wearing shades out on the field. I want you to bring that into your cricket commentary. No. With Fox, there's some aviators going on Rohit Sharma.
Wasim Akram wears them, and Ravi Shastri also wears the sunnies, but the big dogs know. Maccas, hungry for the new season. Footy's back on the menu. 24-6, so early concerns after Carlton belted out of the blocks in the prelim. Brisbane's doing to them, holding in the middle of the ground. Here's a chance for the skipper, Cripper. The low ball inside 50 to land 20 from the attacking goal.
Harris Andrews.
Free kick is going to Harris Andrews. I always think the marker looks like James Hird. He's got it at full back as Harris.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. Shapes to the near side. To McCluggage, who kicked the opening goal of the Lions season. But on his own defensive 50. Little sliding ball.
Here's a good kick.
Really fell in a hole to one of my favourites, Brownie, Zach Bailey.
He lit up the grand final early, didn't he?
He's an exciting player, Zach Bailey. Brisbane Lions out to an 18-point lead here, halfway mark of this first term. Opening round at the Gabba. Lions undefeated here last year. 14 straight Brisbane Lions. They've made this ground their own as Lockie Neal has it right in front of the Triple M commentary box here, centre wing, and they're so comfortable ball in hand at the moment, Brisbane. That one a little too tall for Link McCarthy and Mitch McGovern with an intercept mark at half-back for Carlton. And now, as Carlton try to build their own play, it just seems a lot harder to get through. Can they get a contested mark? Well done, Cottrell. Leapt over the top of his opponent, Coleman. Now they go long. Mackay, can they get another contested mark? It's going to go the other way. Starcevich with a big bald head has taken it deep in defence.
Zorko, what are his numbers, Heath?
Red said Lending Stats, #1 ranked player, 7 disposals, couple of goals, 3 score involvements as well.
And spoke to us pre-game, which was fantastic. Catch up on that on the Triple M Footy podcast. Gardner on the outer side. High ball, doesn't get a great deal of distance, will just go inside 50. Oh, beautifully rode from Archie. Snapping ball, Archie's been in everything! And that's an absolute cracker from Callum Archie from the pocket across the body. Bang! Lions 5 straight. Carlton one straight, already a 4-goal margin, still to go in the first. That is all in your Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. That is some good gear.
Nothing will beat that for goal of the week in the opening round, or probably even the first round. That was just hitting the ball at speed and then having to kick the ball across your body from 45 metres out. But the problem that Michael Voss has got is when they turn the footy over, like I spoke about a few minutes ago, the Brisbane players have got so much room forward of the ball. So, if you're going to turn the footy over and not work hard enough back once you do turn it over, Brisbane have now kicked 5 of the easiest goals you'll see 12 minutes into a game.
Nate Brown and with Chief Jason Dunstall, the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off since 1984. The Lions have jumped Carlton here in the first term. Powerful display. 24-point lead to Koenig, competing well. Lockie Neal, well tackled by Cripps, but they just seem to have all the answers. McCluggage emerged with look at that kick. Beautiful ball for Gardner, just a little fingernail on it from Young. Would have disrupted momentarily, but here come the Lions again. Cameron, Gardner, they got in each other's way. Charlie Cameron trying to paddle it to himself. Cottrell back there fighting hard. Hewitt played for the free kick. The umpire not having a piece of that. Nate Brown, it'll be thrown up half forward for Brisbane.
At the bounces, Brisbane half forwards, 2 of them charging in off the line into the middle of the ground. Carlton defenders, half backs, going with them. So that empties out Brisbane's forward line. So there's a forward line I want to play, and it's Brisbane's at the moment because it's getting emptied out and there's a lot of space.
Free kick to McInerney in the ruck. They're pressing again here. He's 55 from home. Big O crowded in front of him. So I don't know what he does. He kicks it deep towards the goals. Hipwood made it hard for the forwards. Falls free to McCarthy. Cross the goal. Dangerous ball right in the square. And it's rushed through from behind. The first blemish for Brisbane there, 5-1. Carlton 1 straight. It's a 25-point margin. 8:19 to go. First term on a beautiful night for football here at the Gabba.
Rich McGovern ball in hand. Chief, is there anything obvious Michael Voss could pull something at the moment to ignite his side? They look a little flat.
No, it's difficult. The ball's living in Brisbane's forward half. That's the problem. They're not getting much in the middle of the ground either. Brisbane's midfield on top.
Here it comes back again. Wilmot has had plenty of the Sharon early. They go back inside 50 where it has been living, as Chief just pointed out. Now on nervous one, McGovern fumbled. Kemp did well to clean it up to Young, but everything just looks a bit edgy from Carlton. Kick down the line, Mackay and Curnow, the 2 big gun forwards, trying to push up to get involved, but off hands and out of bounds again on the Brisbane interchange wing side of the Gabba.
Bob Jane teammates have great buy 3 get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T&Cs apply. Brady?
Sam Doherty's back. He spent the last 5 odd minutes in the rooms getting treatment on his right knee. It's strapped up and he's ready to come back on.
On your Tomo. Hurry ball out of defence again, as Dar said, by Kemp. They're just having to bomb it out of there. They've got no space at all. And Harris Andrews outmarks his opponent. He goes short to Jared Berry. The right shoulder taped up. Driving ball, deep ball inside 50 again to the big boys. Out the back, Gardner. Looping hand pass. Should be a goal. Is another one. Chuckles Cameron's on the board. A little rev of the motorbike, but that's about all. Gee whiz, unless Carlton get rolling, this could be job done in a big hurry. Brisbane 6-1. Carlton 1 straight. 31-point margin. 7 to go. First term. That is all, Chiefy, on your Triple M Bunnings trained scoreboard.
Whether you like another tall up there or not, Darcy Gardner is getting involved at ground level. He's actually reading the play pretty well and putting himself in positions where he's getting involved. Now, that was a more penetrating kick. It wasn't a high bomb going forward. And he sat over the back thinking this could come off hands. It did. He read it well, fired the hand pass out, and Charlie Cameron won't kick many more easy goals than that in 2024.
Yeah, that's what they could do, Das. I think they need to hold in their back 6 at the moment. They are getting so far up the ground, and it's okay to play that at the MCG, but when you're here at the Gabba, which is outside the SCG, the smallest ground, it only takes one good kick and you are in goal-scoring range. They've got no courage behind the football at the moment, and they're doing what they like.
Getting dominated in the middle of the ground too.
First time John Denver's running out around the Gabba for season 2024. You'll hear a bit more country road with Charlie Cameron fit and firing. The Brisbane Lions fans are happy with the way things are unfolding here at the moment. 6-1 to 1 straight. The Lions with the lead. Back in the centre, Lockie Neal. Sherrick got hold of him, but Bailey. He's got class players everywhere you look. Brisbane, Cottrell's in defence. He put his head down, went after it, but Eric Hipwood stood in the way.
Hipwood's kick.
Somehow Cottrell's given away the free kick, Chief, to Hipwood.
Well, he actually did well, Hipwood. He didn't give away the free kick as Cottrell was chasing the ball. Hipwood just stood his ground. He basically stood his ground, and Cottrell tackled him by the leg. Missed the ball, tackled the leg. You've got to pay that. The umpire saw that clearly.
The obvious free kick on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Kick off the footy season, and Harvey Norman, big savings on big screen TVs on now. And Eric Hipwood can join the goal-kicking party here in the first term for the Lions. Really important part of this lineup. 41 goals. He kicked last year, 48 metres out. That's beautiful. Strike in the footy. And they have kicked 6 unanswered goals, Brisbane. 7-1-1 straight. Wow. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Out of the middle again. I might get some numbers from Heath about those clearances at the moment, but 83% by foot Brisbane Lions are going at Carlton. Only 64, and 4 of the 5 goals from turnovers. But what are the numbers telling us out of the middle?
Well, Carlton's pressure has just dropped off the planet. Last 10 minutes, their pressure factor, 118. The lowest it could possibly go is 75. 14 uncontested marks to 1 in that period of time. 87% by foot. It's stepped up in the last 10 minutes for the Lions.
Tell you what, he's doing a good job, Heath. Does that mean Chew's done?
Well, I've been told that Chew's back doing a ghost call of this game in the Triple M studios. Chew Manny's. And that's where you started, you and Chew Man.
With Chew Man. He doesn't need a ghost call. It was good 10 years ago.
He's just revisiting.
Okay. So he's chosen to do that rather than come to work.
Yep.
Well, we're getting quality stats without him.
Hello to the Chew Man who'll be listening to this. Bailey hacks it forward. Here they go again. Brisbane, they're unstoppable. McCarthy, low slider to the square. Misses to the far side. 7-2 to 1 straight away.
You read between the lines there. Chew's decided it's going past him for rate of knots.
I've got to do something else.
But he's eyeing off N. Brown, me and you, Howie. I think is what the little Chew Man's doing back there.
And let's be fair, we're not that hard to knock off, to be honest. Chew up below.
Stand up. That's up.
Carlton right under the pump. The early stages in this first quarter at the Gabbers. 5.5 minutes remaining, but they trail by 7-2-44 to 1 straight 6. That's the scoreboard. I've got ball in hand here in defence. It's Jordan Boyd.
Looks like Charlie Curno's just gone behind the ball as well, just to settle things down perhaps the last few minutes of this first quarter, but the horse has bolted, hasn't it?
Trying to go into some late damage control here, Chief. The Blues have been able to massage it to Paddy Cripps. He takes off and then feeds the handball back to Newman, who's normally an accurate kick, but he's really shaped that one straight into the lap of Harris Andrews, and this quarter has been dominated by the Lions.
Short. Rayner in his defensive 50. Brisbane are just patient. They're leading this 44-6. How have they done it, Heath, on the Reds' edge? Heath?
Ball movements, 82% by foot. They've generated 3 goals in their defensive 50 already. Comp average is 2. Carlton's last tackle, 12-minute mark of the first quarter.
They're going inside 50 again here after a chain of short passes. Carlton again, they're just going to have to try and find a way to defence, and that's a good ball. They find Sard on the defensive back line on the outer side. Sard got a great deal up the field. He's got a beautiful kick though, 60-metre ball down the line, but again, Harris Andrews marks in front of his man easily, and that was Fantasia in game 100, his first for the Blues.
Best and fairest winner, Harris Andrews, grand final year last year, and he's marking everything that comes his way. Start 2024, again the Carlton defence. They are under all sorts of pressure. Zach Bailey back there. Zorko's been strong to Lockie Neal. Got Berry through the corridor. It's going to open up again. Got a short one onto Archie. Decides to go longer. Kick is going to favour Charlie Curnow, who, as Chief pointed out, has gone back into defence just to stem the bleeding here in this first quarter.
It's just the one thing that Jared Berry needs to work on. It's disposal by foot, isn't it? It just wasn't to the advantage of the forward there. He works hard, just needs to improve his foot skills.
Cottrell forward to Mackay, spoiled out of his hands. All Brisbane at ground level. They wobble the ball forward, drop mark, got through the hands of Williams. Here's trouble again. The Lions are loading up. Here is Berry. See how he disposes of this one inside. It's a little slide, a big fly from Charlie. McCarthy hits it hard. Again, Carlton under pressure out of defence, but they work it out well to Williams, just outside his defensive 50.
Puts his hand up in the air, Zach Williams, and just waves some numbers down the line, and he's going to try and draw as much time as he possibly can and steady down the line. They need Mackay. Come up the free kick here, Harry Mackay, against his direct opponent, Payne. So the AFL logo opening round here at the Gabba. He goes short and inboard. Jordan Boyd has it. Better build up this one to Hewitt. He's 70 out at centre forward, but you look up and Harris Andrews just camped himself in front of De Koning, and they kick it to the outnumber for Brisbane. Can the Smalls go to work here? Nice pick up Cottrell. Back to Doherty, who had a little bit of trouble with his knee, and that kick wasn't great.
The big O.
The big O was just absolute clanger from the big ruckman. He had no right to get involved there, Chief.
They had numbers everywhere. He stuck out a hand to spoil the mark from a teammate and then just threw it away. Ruckman, stay within your lane.
So we're going to manufacture a goal here out of what can only be described as a big clanger from Oscar McInerney, and Lockie Fogarty, the beneficiary of it.
It's no gimme, Duke. He didn't want the ball, so it was his free kick, and he ran off and was allowing one of the other players to take it. Now they've called him back to take it, so his confidence didn't look strong.
Former Geelong player, traded back in 2020, and he sticks that one through. So a late goal for Carlton. They get their second, 2 straight 12. The Brisbane Lions 7-2-44. We are a minute 40 remaining in this first term on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
They don't look like they've got any run, Chief, Carlton at the moment. They look gassed, but the problem is when you're getting on the end of a hiding and Brisbane have had most of the ball, it is hard work chasing backside the way Carlton have been. So when they're working overtime and like you look at it and go, how are Carlton working so hard? They haven't had the ball. They've been chasing the whole quarter, which makes it hard when they do get a turnover. They've got the ball. They've been chasing that hard. Then you can't go again. So it's a bit of a spiral that to get out of somehow, because Brisbane getting first hands on the football. Carlton need to get those hands on the footy, Howard.
I think what they've got to do, the Blues, is when they do get the ball, is look short. Look just inside the 50 arc. The Lions are pushing numbers back. They're getting a lot back. The high kick's just getting mopped up. They are conceding a bit of ground, sort of 60-70 from goal, where Carlton have got a bit of time just to pick a target.
Koning jumps over the top of McInerney, grabs him down off the footy. Rayner hoovers it up. They drive it forward again to the Lions, inside 50, dangerous ball. Sard's under pressure. Little low slider out of defence is nice by Boyd. Have we underestimated the effect of the air conditioning in the box in Brisbane? Because we've all worn shorts and T-shirts, Darcy. It's absolutely freaking freezing, Chief.
Beautiful in here.
Oh, cold. So cold. Got cold kidneys.
Sorry, princesses.
Payne takes a good end of centre half back for the Lions. The key defenders, Andrews and Payne, right on top. But they're on top everywhere, Brisbane, with a minute to go. They've got a 32-point lead in this first term. As Hugh McCluggage has it. What's he had, Heath? Hugh McCluggage?
Not so busy as normal Hugh McCluggage, just with disposal number 5.
Sideways to Andrews. Just an easy free target on the wing, Jared Lyons. It ticks down to 36 seconds remaining in the first term. He's got a bit of movement short from McCarthy, decides to go down to Hipwood. Had a good piece of the footy, picked up nicely front and centre by McCarthy, but it was out of bounds, so the boundary over right on the spot, not far from our commentary position here on Triple M. And as I look at Michael Voss standing up on the interchange bench, having a chat to his assistant coaches, how he's got a shift of magnets, you would have thought at quarter time.
To be Ash Hansen down there, formerly he was at the Bulldogs, wasn't he?
An outstanding coach, Ash Hansen.
Former footballer for the West Coast Eagles.
Premiership player.
My word. McInerney and De Koning doing battle again. I reckon I got one a little bit high. He did. Just over the top of De Koning's shoulder, so he gets the free kick. Hands to Doherty, who's got that right knee taped up now, as Freddie Thomas told us. Sends it down the line. Danaher, front position, 10 seconds to go in the quarter. They need to hustle it forward. The Lions, it's cut off, coming back the other way. Now there's a chance for the Blues. They spread it out towards the flank. Harry marks. 2 seconds on the clock. Unless he launches a 95-metre barrel, that'll be it. And that it is. So a big term for the Brisbane Lions. McCluggage, then Mackay, then Rayner, Zorko, Archie, Cameron, Hipwood, and then Fogarty late sees Brisbane lead at 7-2-44 to the Blues, 2 straight 12. Long way back for the Carlton boys, 32 points down at quarter time. Cheap and Brownie next. McDonald's Dream Hot Water, you know the story. Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Bunnings Warehouse. Bunnings Trade is on your side this season, with dedicated trade specialists offering end-to-end project support for your landscapers.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Macca's, hungry for the new season? Footy's back on the menu. 3.5 minutes until Triple M rocks footy. Three minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Two and a half minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
.1 minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
.30 seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Zorko's got a couple. Brisbane have got 7 alongside 2 behinds. They're 44. And the Blues through Mackay and Rayner are 2 straight 12. Brisbane by 32 at quarter time. Bob Jane Teamarts have great buy 3 get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T&Cs apply. Brady Thomas, come in, Brady.
Howie, Lockie Neal came off in the first couple of minutes, got some treatment on his shoulder, but he was A-OK. Sam Doherty, though, very proppy, picked up by Darcy in the call. There was a contest on the 50 and came off, had treatment on his right knee. He's got that strapped up. We hope he's all right because we know the issues he's had with his knees. 2 knee recos and surgery on a meniscus last year, but did finish the quarter on the ground. Still 26 degrees and 65% humidity here at the Gabba tonight. Must be very warm for the Blues brothers.
Yes, my word. Not so warm in the well air-conditioned commentary box. India 394 for 4. Jadeja 2. Patakar on 60. Dominating England in the 5th test. Triple M Seabus Super making hard work pay off since 1984. You got the Chief and the Noodles.
Well, it was one-way traffic in the first quarter. They looked efficient. They controlled the flow of the ball. Brisbane through the middle of the ground. They won the centre square match-up, and they just kept pumping the ball forward. In the end, the dam burst. I mean, they put 7 goals on, and Carlton fortunately kicked that late one because it was starting to look very, very sick, Nate, and they need to start winning something in the middle of the ground, the Blues.
They certainly do. They won the clearances in total, but they got smashed out of the middle. And like I said during the first quarter, Carlton pushing all the way up and trying to make the ground small, but if you continually turn the footy over, and you would have thought with Wiedering being out, you try and protect your back six a little bit more, and they've almost gone the other way. They've gone harder defensively, but it hasn't been the big guys. Eric's kicked one, but Danaher hasn't been near it. Gardner's been okay, but it's been the smaller guys. It's been Zorko. Archie's kicked one. Charlie Cameron's kicked one. It's been their fleet of foot players who've been able to get over the top of that zone defence that Carlton are playing and get out the back and be able to kick very easy goals.
You talk about those clearances. When the Blues win a clearance, though, it's not one of those takeaways where you can set up play. It's under pressure. It's a scrambled kick or a handball to another player under pressure. So they're not getting those efficient, effective clearances where you can really set up how you're going to take the ball forward.
Triple M Red Z lending stats with Heath Meldrum. Heath.
All Brisbane, as you can imagine, 30 more disposals, 12 more inside 50s, 10 more tackles as well, leading ball winners. Dane Zorko, 8 with his 2 goals. Lockie Neal and Zach Williams on his return, 8 touches. Well done to him.
Nice work, Heath, there with the Triple M Red Z lending stats. About to get the second term underway here at the Gabba opening round, and the Brisbane Lions with a 32-point lead. That bounce has gone astray and it will be recalled. The umpire getting restrapped at quarter time up by Brett Rosebery, getting some running repairs, and always interested to see how a team responds. Michael Voss has had the quarter time break to...
It's an interesting one, Duke. He's pinged him for putting the knee up when he jumped.
Always hard to understand that one as Paddy Cripps gets up limping a little bit. We'll get you to keep an eye on that one down there, Bretty. Hopefully there's nothing untoward happened there. It's gone deep into attack for the Brisbane Lions.
Trouble.
And it's going to be dragged under, Chief, and it will be a Lions free kick against Sard. So directly in front, chance to pile on some more pain here, the Brisbane Lions. Just have a look at the Harvey Norman replay here, Nate and Chief. Paddy Cripps.
Friendly fire. It's George Hewitt falls across, Kennedy falls across his legs. Hits his right knee.
Just hobbling around out there, Paddy Cripps, but hasn't gone off the ground as Link McCarthy emerges with the Sharon directly in front. As I mentioned earlier, only missed 2 games since 2020. And he arrived at the Brisbane Lions directly in front, liked it off the boot and steers it home. Lions kick the first for the second term. That's goal number 8. They're 8-2-50. Carlton 2 straight 12 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
No, it's not the start the Blues wanted. A goal within the first minute and a half to get it out to that big margin at the moment. It's 38 points. Another centre clearance going Brisbane's way. Yes, it was a free kick, and it's one that I haven't seen in a long time, putting the knee up too high in the ruck contest, Chief.
It was an interesting one. They've changed the rules. You can put that straight arm out now to stop them coming and jumping into you, but on that occasion, he wanted to jump De Koning, but because he used his knee and the big O did, and Oscar McInerney, he got the free kick, and they both looked bewildered, the ruckman.
Yeah.
American Pie, the song from McCarthy. Who sung that one, Chiefy?
Don McLean.
There you go. What was the Chiefs music quiz name? What do we call that? Beat the Chief?
Yep.
No one ever could. McInerney grabs out of the ruck full of confidence. Cripps is there moving okay. Kennedy runs into a tackler. Williams, good to see him back out there after that long injury layoff. Just spits it out wide to the members' side. Here they go again, though, the Lions. Fletcher running with a bit of power. Goes back inboard, just stepping around easily as Jared Lyons. High ball inside 50. Danaher flies from behind, brings it to ground, does his job, might have got in the back. He just jumped into the back of his opponent in the mark contest.
It's going to Hipwood, is it?
Is it? It is.
For a shepherd.
So explain what happened there, Chief.
I think McGovern kept him out of the marking contest.
Okay, Ecker's 52 from home. He's a long kick of the football. What do you think, Nate? This is your area.
I'll definitely make the distance, Howard. I like
the way he struck that one in the first quarter.
I like him better from 55 than I do 5.
Eric Hipwood from distance. He's kicked one already. And there's Ecker.
It's against Kemp, a free kick.
Okay. Trots in now. Kick from about 53 out on the left. Good contact. Starts right. Stays right. Oh, mark. Well done to Koenig. Right in the square. Is it a behind? No, it's a legal mark. And immediately releases it.
Good well to Koenig on the last line to Doherty, who's got his right knee strapped after a little twinge in the first term. Doherty pounds a long one down the wing. He wants Mackay. Front and centre, Cripps. Slick handball out to Fogarty was clever. Kennedy with courage, went back with a flight. Lester in his way. Beautiful pickup from Payne. The big man got down with one hand and scooped that up beautifully. Very dangerous on the rebound. They're off. Dunkley got it to McCluggage. Back to Dunkley. Flicks a handball to Big Eka. And he got nailed in the tackle. Hipwood. So maybe they can build from here. Fogarty came up with a big play.
That's Fitty.
And Fitty to go with it.
Well, Lockie Neal took Adam Sard to the ground. Sard pushed Neal first, pushed him off the ball. And then Lockie Neal just, for some reason, decided to tackle him to the ground. That's always going to be 50. No need to do that.
So the ball's moved right into the middle of the Gabba, a little bit forward of centre. And in the end, they've continued to push Fogarty forward.
There it is.
And a hand pass to McGovern, steaming through. It was poor marking by the Lions. Maybe they knew McGovern had shunk it, or McGovern would shank it. Either way, the one behind. You've got to be careful there, Chief. You've got really awkward. Carmichael Hunt style. 50-13 is the lead to the Lions.
But it was a good call, though, Howie. There was no attention to detail there from the Brisbane Lions. Fogarty did not look like he wanted to take the shot. He was looking around, and McGovern just strolled in for the shot.
Wilmot played on from full-back, heads in the Danaher direction. In front, McInerney. Cripps gets a little handball to Newman. Newman, toe poker, looking for Hewitt. Here comes McCluggage. Tucked up on the boundary line. Beautiful kick to Archie, who's started nicely in this game, Cal Archie. He really almost had a breakout year last year. When he was out in the field, Cal Archie was initially pick 8 to the Gold Coast Suns back in 2015, but starting to find nice place in this Brisbane Lions team. As Rayner off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full. Rare mistake for Brisbane in this match, who lead this one 8-2-50. Carlton 2-1-13, early stages, second term on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Going back to that one they handed over to McGovern, centre half forward outside 50. I'd love to get a stat. I know we don't keep stats. How many times that actually works when you handball to a player outside 50 when you could probably have the shot from 50 yourself? I reckon they go 10%. I don't think they work.
McGovern kicked with a shoelace undone. Good crowd. Sellout. Heath will give us the latest number for your Triple M Red Z lenders momentarily. Hewitt, short ball. Here's an opportunity for the Blues. Oh, just shanked inside away from Harry Mackay. It was a horrible inside 50 ball, Nate. Couldn't see who kicked the footy in the end. Who delivered it?
It was Akers.
Akers, was it?
He had Owies on just outside on the leg. Was able to hit it up easy, but wanted to come back inside across the body. Across the body is a very hard kick to make, particularly when you've got better options.
McInerney taps down out of the back of the contest. The Brisbane defenders try and hack it clear. Gardner does well. Mops up Zorko. Kick 2 of the first term. A little inside out. Check side ball is very clever. Now they've got the run. It's in the hands of Hipwood. They stream forward. Low ball is good. He finds Dunkley. He's 80 from home. Near side. Short options present. And open up down the flank. Zorko again causing havoc. Beautiful inside 50 ball to McCarthy. Well worked. And the great McCarthy marks 30 out, 2 metres inside the boundary. Heath, what are the crowd numbers here? It's outstanding.
We don't have a live figure at the moment. They got 36k though to the prelim final last year. Wouldn't be surprised if they got that topped again. Very few empty seats at the moment.
McCarthy, what's his night look like so far, Heath?
Lincoln McCarthy, 4 disposals, already kicked the goal in the opening term. All 4 touches.
He loves these snapping around. He loves these snapping around the pocket. Well, look at what this man can do. McCarthy brings it, nails it. Never going to miss that link, McCarthy. He looked at it and said, that's mine. And exactly it was. 9-2-56 to 2-1-13. 43-point margin, 14 to go in the second term. You never meant to say that, Nate, but this is getting very close to job done.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's sucked the life out of this crowd as well. I feel like you wanted a good game, but if you're going to take a positive out of that goal from the Carlton point of view, they held Brisbane up. They weren't able to hold them up in that first quarter. It was just a kick that was really good into the pocket. They had to kick an amazing ball from the pocket. So Michael Voss to go, okay, at least we've straightened up our defence. We've slowed them down. We've made them go wide. They've still kicked the goal. It was the easy ones in the first quarter that did all the damage. But on the flip side, Brisbane, they have come and they've hit the ground running tonight. Last year, they turned into a defensive side, Chief. The year before that, their defence was probably not where it needed to be. Tonight, their urgency around when the ball turns over and they're wanting to get it back has been 100% elite.
Lions absolutely punishing Carlton in this match. 9-2-56 to 2-1-13. Still 14 minutes remaining in the second term. It's getting ugly early. It's the Navy Blues.
And it's what they're doing when they haven't got the ball. And Nate's spoken about it a bit. The pressure they're putting on the Blues, the ability to stick tackles, create ball ups or turnovers is super impressive.
Dunkley on first possession, wrapped up by a couple of Carlton tackles. It's still inside the centre square. It's slightly advanced about 15 metres into the attacking direction of Brisbane. Chera again under the sort of pressure that Chief was talking about. Hewitt gets a handball away, but look at the pressure again. Akers got tackled beautifully by Bailey, and it's a free kick to Brisbane. Zach Bailey has emerged a little sore from that one, but he's going to be fine to take the free kick on the back of another brilliant bit of defensive play. The surge, Brisbane inside forward 50. Hipwood gives a lead into the pocket, goes over his head looking for Danaher, McInerney. A big crowd down there. Dunkley's worked hard. Chera's got himself into an awkward situation. No prior opportunity. So it'll be tossed up 15 metres out directly in front of the Lions goal.
Lions pressing. Joe Danaher trying to use a bit of body in the ruck contest. Spills out the back. Still in a dangerous area for the Blues defenders. Immediately under pressure.
Oh, he played for it. He got it too.
He did. Tie against Fletcher, but gee whiz. Thought the same thing, Chief. Georgie Hewitt looked for the contact and took it.
I tell you, Heath's doing a great job with the Reds Edge. He's just planted one in front of me, Howie.
Yeah.
10 clearances from stoppage for 4 goals to the Lions. 11 clearances for the Blues, no score.
Wow, they kicked it straight to Eric Hipwood out of defence, so he'll load up again. That's a searing ball inside 50, dangerous area, but it goes to Saab. Well, with Tuman doing his dummy call, word is there's a tape being run across it. Maybe at half-time we'll hear a bit of the Tuman's action.
Oh, nice.
And more of that on the Saturday rub tomorrow. From
been impressive, Heath.
Midday.
And the boss is in here tonight too.
Looking forward to hearing that, Howie. Half-time, bit of two-man back in the Triple M studio.
Pressure turnover again, Brisbane.
Charlie Cameron's got it. They had players out everywhere, Nate, on the back of
Charlie.
Pressure.
He had a couple of blokes screaming in the pocket, Duke, and he looked at them, pretended he was going to, and then said, oh, no, I better go back and have the shot.
He was never going to give that up, Chief.
Hilarious.
119th consecutive match for the Brisbane Lions. This is for Charlie Cameron. What a recruit coming over from the Adelaide Crows. And he gets a chance to nail his second goal, kick it from just inside the 50-metre arc. Pretty good. Steered it a little to the near side, through for a minor score. In fact, he's missed the line as he out of bounds on the full. 9-2-56 Brisbane, 2-1-13 Carlton. The Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
What are you laughing at, mate?
Looked pretty good.
Pretty good if you're kicking it out of bounds. It's going to be a long year.
No, we start,
yes,
Rusty.
yes.
We start, Rusty. We don't peak till about prelim final weekend, to be fair. Doherty's got it in the green boots.
You always love to support him, Fox.
Yes. A long-held tradition in this commentary team. Doherty drives into the middle of the ground. Harris Andrews there. He's had a good night. Fisted down towards Dunkley. Now Kitty Coleman, how's he going on the Reds Eds?
Kitty Coleman, Reds Ed lending stats. Just the 5 disposals for him so far tonight, going at 100% by foot though.
McCluggage steps around. Doherty knows his knee's a bit suspect. Drives it forward. Big boys are there. And Eckhart marks in the front of the pack. It's just got a bit of strut about him in 2024, Eric. He's had a big summer in the gym and he looks confident, Chieftain.
It's a good kick from McCluggage on the left foot. Just sat it up to a spot where McCluggage had front position. Little pack forming it. But he was able to just run back with the flight and get a leap at it. No big talls coming over the top. Took a strong mark. It's a chance to kick another.
It's a good mark. Courageous. He looks exactly the same size as he did last year, Howie.
I just thought he had a bit of a strut about him in game number 154. Looking for goal 231 for Eric Hipwood. He's kicked 1 so far tonight. I reckon put this in your book. 4-8 behind. And I'd be spot on in saying that cheeky because he never looked like it.
Just poked at it, didn't he? That's that one you talk about, Nate, when he's in close.
Yep.
Doesn't kick through the footy.
We've had a mare, you and me, Duke. 57-13 the way the Lions. 10.5 to go before the major break here.
Zach Williams looking for positives for Carlton. Having him back out there is one of those. Fullback kick-in was a beauty. Mackay, it's a mark he should have taken. He's just not really finding his way into the game at the moment, Chief.
Interesting kick out. Charlie Curnow makes a big lead out to this wing. He's all on his own against Kitty Coleman. Now, if I'm Zach Williams, I'm kicking it there. 1-on-1, a long high ball. Who are you going to back? You back Charlie Curnow. But you kick to where the numbers are, and Brisbane just up the pressure again. They get a stoppage, and here they go on attack.
Paddy Cripps doing the boundary throwing ruck work. I don't mind that. For Carlton, he's such a big frame unit, gives them another big body around the contest. This one's going to be thrown up half forward for the Brisbane Lions, who are dominating this match. If you just jump on Triple M, the Lions are 9-3-57, Carlton 2-1-13. That's all on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard, and we're only at the halfway mark of this second term.
Talking about Charlie Curnow, had no supply. I don't remember calling his name as Wilmot drives the ball inside 50 with a high winding ball. Charlie Cameron's out the back with Sard there. How's Charlie Curnow going?
Yeah, pretty quiet. Just the 2 disposals for him so far tonight.
Sard.
He's done well, Sard. He's won a couple of one-on-ones against Charlie Cameron in this quarter.
Now to Doherty in those spearmint green boots. Low ball down the outer side to Cripps. He's got the orange ones on. Goes slightly inboard, sets a task for Chera. Task he's not up to. Here they come, the run for the Lions. Zach Bailey, looping hand pass to Lockie Neal. The Stars lining up. McCarthy still had time to fumble it, pick it up, drive it inside. Watch out for Charlie out the back. Curnow. In fact, Hipwood brings it to ground, and it's a missed handball from the Blues. Doherty trying to just hack it out of defence as best he can. Spills to Zorko. Now Bailey steps around 3, caught from behind. Good tackle. Umpire says play on. Pretty messy passage of play, and a big fist from behind by Harris Andrews.
Seem to be able to evade tackles, Brisbane, and cope with Carlton's pressure. The Navy Blues really struggling to get any sort of access to the Sharon at the moment as Lockie Neal gets it again, and he sends it in the direction of a teammate. Wilmot out there on the outer wing at the Gabba. He's got time now to just survey the scene. He's got a lot of numbers forward to the foot. He goes deep inside 50. Hipwood's down there. Rayner's going to have a launch at it. Matty Kennedy for Carlton. Sard. Chief pointed out a moment ago, he's done some pretty earnest defending. Cameron put a little move on. Dance step was good. He's sprayed that one as well through for a minor score. So 9-4-58 Brisbane. 2-1-13 Carlton. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. What are the overall possessions for Red Z?
Brisbane 26 more disposals, 141 to 115, and laid more tackles as well. They're plus 10.
Cripps Marks plays on. Thanks, Heath. This is a bit of better flow. Trying to get a handle on it with Dave Cunningham. Losing the footy.
Other thing we'd like to get, Heath, inside 50s in this second term, please.
Yeah, Red Z lending stats. Brisbane are up 31-12 for the game, 10-3 in this quarter, 83% time in their forward half.
Some sharp stats coming. Nothing made up either, I feel. Danaher goes off the ground.
Got the perfect bounce, could have picked it up.
McCluggage will have no room, and he's taken across the line and tackled in an aggressive fashion by Jordan Boyd.
Just never seems to do the normal thing, does he, Joe Danaher? He's always looking to do something different.
30 minutes in, and the Storm 2-0 up against the Panthers, looking for a four-peat, if there's such a thing this season down at Amy. Go the Storm.
Boundary throw in on the forward 50 arc. Joe Danaher, Matty Kennedy, the medium-sized mid, doing the ruck work for Carlton as Danaher's kick wild off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full Carlton free kick. On their last line of defence, Nick Newman will bring it back in. He tried to get hold of the footy, Newman, but they're going to insist that Lewis Young takes the kick.
Other side of the post.
So a little break in play here, Carlton. Just have had the life taken out of them. They trail by 45 points, and Kitty Coleman, intercept mark, jumped over the top of Charlie Curnow, sends Brisbane back inside 50. Rayner, Cameron, juggled mark, brilliant effort in front of Sard. It's just sheer weight of numbers down there. There's so much footy coming in. It's almost impossible to defend, Chief.
Yeah, you spoke about the intercept mark for Coleman. It was really good body work from Payne, who kept Curnow from jumping for the ball, and that's why they were able to have the repeat inside 50. And Charlie should kick this one around the corner. Pretty simple.
The country road queued up. Charlie Cameron looking for goal number 2. Kicked one in the first term.
Oh.
He's got that one a little narrow, I think. Missed it.
He's had some chances.
9-5-59 Brisbane, 2-1-13. Carlton, Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
The last 10 inside 50s, the Brisbane Lions. Carlton have made it hard for them this quarter compared to the first quarter. Their shots have been from wide and a little under pressure, but that was an easy one. He should have kicked that.
Yeah, he's got 2 behinds and 1 out in the full in this second term.
Boyd spearing ball out of defence is really good. That's better. Now there's a chance for Charlie Curnow, who went for a sort of fancy low kick and just shanked it. Might work out. Running onto the ball inside 50s. Cunningham, goal! They didn't mean it because Charlie just shanked the ball forward, but sometimes that's what you need to break up the modern structure. And the Blues pinch a third against the flow. Brisbane 9-5-59, Carlton 3-1-19, 40-point margin to the Lions, 6:38 to go second term. That is all on your Triple M Titanium's Caravan scoreboard.
Looked easy, didn't it, Chief? Get the ball, you move it quickly, you bomb it inside forward 50 and someone pops up and kicks a goal. But that
Except they bombed it along the ground.
It was luck more than anything. The last 10 inside 50s of Brisbane Lions, the Blues go down and kick one. If I'm Michael Voss, I'm taking a couple of positives out of this quarter. Not so much the fact that they've been belted in inside 50s again. They've been better defensively than what they were in the first quarter. That's the only positive I can see right now.
Yeah, you just find a way to stay in the game. Then you get to the main break, you can make some bigger structural changes, just regroup, and maybe you can change momentum in the second half. But they've just got to find a way to stay in the contest, not get blown away in the last 6 minutes of this second term.
Nate, the Chief of the Triple M Seabus Super Special comments. Every Friday night. 2024 as Cripps goes back with a fly. He juggled the mark with a free kick, went away of Mitch McGovern. He was in 2 minds, and then the spearing kick was a good one to George Hewitt. He had the runner there in Williams, and Zach Williams is just pleading for the footy. Hewitt ignores it, bombs it to the goal square. Curnow gave the contest. Owies, can he weave his way around Starcevic? Hands it back to Akers. Left foot flyer towards goal. Not a bad looking attempt. Archie on the last line, I reckon, has got a hand on this one. Score review. The touch ball won't be to confirm that one. It will go through for a behind.
Who touched it? That was not the Carlton hand.
I think it might be.
So either way, it's going to be behind. The players are lined up for the kick in. Carlton go to 3-2-20. Brisbane 9-5-59. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
We'll want to reset things from pull back.
Play on.
Jobs out of defence, drives it to the outer flank. McCarthy's outside, they bring it to ground. Hewitt though, Cripps can hit a target inside 50. Little squaring ball, Starcevic arrives late. Cunningham stood under it with courage. Here comes Blake Acres, now Fogarty out the back, pressured all the time from Brisbane, these blue jumpers. And Cottrell's getting nowhere. They're good in defence, Brisbane. We've got 5:42 to go in the second term. Brisbane led it by 32 at the first break. They're out to a 39-point margin now, getting towards half-time.
Cunningham's worked hard against McInerney. Little underground handball that is going to be delivered out of bounds, I reckon. It has been paid to Carlton, and Zach Williams is going to have to hand it back to Akers. So get a chance to go inside 50 again here, Carlton. Akers, just that dumping kick. They want big contested mark. McInerney and Andrews back there. Paddy Cripps, Dunkley got hold of Cripps. He got it to DeConing, who's competed pretty well. Snapshot. He was almost going to head through, but Ryan Lester gets back and takes a goal-saving mark for Brisbane.
It's very short, Lester just the required distance. Fletcher.
Play on.
True back pocket. Plays on. Nice clearing drop punt. He's looking for Gardner. Fisted away from him across the boundary line.
Looking at a complete team at the moment, Chief. There's not too many weaknesses I can see across the Brisbane Lions. They're good in the midfield. They've got a great ruckman. Their forward structure, we know, probably the best, most dangerous forward line in the competition. But every time they've gone forward tonight, the Blues, there's been players that bring the ball down to ground level. Harris Andrews is a superstar, but their pressure around the football has been elite tonight. There are not too many holes in this outfit.
Hewitt arches the back. High ball inside 50. Tough one for the big forwards. Cottrell's behind. Fisted away from him. Ground level. Bailey. Starcevic wobbles it out of defence. Play on ball was touched, so Carlton have to release it. Back in the middle. Big ball to one here. Charlie Cameron's in the area. They'll come back the other way. The Blues in the hands of Williams. Sends a high ball forward. Big fist coming from the side. Falls out the back. Curno's nailed one. They're just coming a touch here, the Blues. No, they're not cooking, but they're just starting to simmer. Brisbane 9-5, 59. Carlton 4-2, 26. They've kicked the last two. Back to 33 points. Curnow gets his first on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Bob Jane teammates. Brendan Thomas come in.
Captains off. The Lions are going that well. They had both their captains off. Lockie Neal and Harris Andrews just getting a little bit of work done on the lower back, but Harris is back on and Lockie is now as well. Dunkley coming off for a rest.
So what they have done, the Blues, is they've stemmed the flow. It's 2 goals apiece in the second term, so I think they're 1 point down in the term, but they've effectively squared the second term. So there's the positive taking into half-time if they can keep this status quo. And then you try and build on it. Last 5 minutes, a little bit of momentum, some repeat inside 50s, a little bit of play down the Carlton forward end. Just got to try and put a couple of these little pieces together. Just keep pushing forward.
Back-to-back goals for the first time tonight here at the Gabba for Carlton. They get it back to 33 points. Howie, some news for half-time?
Two-man is joining us from the studio where he's doing a dummy call.
Demanding some airtime, the Chew, so make sure you stick around at half-time. We'll find out what the Chew has been up to, trying to make a play as a ball-by-ball caller, Nate.
He goes okay, Chew. I think he's very good.
Very, very good.
We'll hear some of that at half-time, so don't go anywhere, as the Blues would love another couple of late goals. And
well, he has been banned from travelling, though.
Right.
Some travel issues, the Chew.
Last time we went to Adelaide.
Oh, what a wild attempt down there at Mark.
And there's a really good passage here for the Blues. They get a chance to win the quarter now.
So Harry Mackay's come up with the footy. Jared Berry came flying through.
Players hurt everywhere, Duke.
Triple and Harvey Norman replay. Jared Berry was
He just jumped early. What on earth was he thinking?
missed that by 6 metres, Jared Berry.
There's big blokes everywhere, and the midfielder decides to go up before acceptances and take mark of the last 2 centuries.
30 metres out from his own goal, Chief.
Extraordinary.
So Harry Mackay, who kicked one in the first term. This is a massive moment in this game. If Mackay can give Carlton 3 in a row, they'll build a lot of confidence, and he's missed 35 out directly in front. Saps a bit of the energy out of the Navy Blues.
Bring it out to Lockie Neal.
Squares up the quarter, though. It's 32 at quarter time.
Wilmot's had a good night. Red Z.
Yeah, Red Z leading stats. Darcy Wilmot up to 12 disposals. Only Lockie Neal has more for the Lions.
Like him, don't you, Chiefy?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's got speed, takes the game on. He's got a big future ahead.
Jared Lyons normally accumulates a fair bit of the footy. What's he had so far, Rick?
Jared Lyons, Red Z, up to 11 disposals as well, so he's getting busy.
A bit of pizzazz about him, Wilmot, too.
Bit of sizzle.
I think he has. He's been wasted in the back line.
Bailey's caught by 3 Blues. Newman's the one that mops it up at ground level. Payne stands in a hole, and he might be in a bit too after that. He has an opportunity. Curno's got one out of the back. He just hacks it off the ground and dumps it out on the full. And, not so flash. Brisbane 9-5-29. The Blues 4-3-27. Up by 32 points Brisbane, which is Chief just pointed out, even though Carlton kicked the last 2. It was the same as the quarter-time match.
Blues have had the last 7 inside 50s in the second term. And some momentum their way. They've got 2 minutes and 13 seconds to add another major. Picked up by Cottrell. Well tackled. They kept it in, but holding the ball's gone against Cottrell. Strong defensive play again, being a feature of this first term. Jared Lyons comes up with it at half back.
The tackle numbers, eh?
Tackle numbers, Red Z. Brisbane still plus 10 in this game, 32-22.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? To be plus 10, with the amount of ball they've had and how much of the game they've dominated, to be plus 10 in tackles.
Berry's kick in the direction of McCarthy. Went up and then came down with the footy, getting back Young at an untimely fumble. It never really is a good time to have a fumble, but that one is pretty costly. Danaher put it in the path of Archie. Well done, Sard. Carlton defenders have come up with a pretty good stop here. Owies will get the free kick. And with a minute 22 until half time, they've saved an opportunity to score.
They'll reset the Blues out of defence. Very short ball to Doherty.
Stand.
That's the score there in Dharamshala, the Duke, around the grounds.
India 5 for 14 at the moment. Dominating that test over there, Howie.
It's good to hear. He plays on. Does he go corridor? He attempts to. Here's a bit of run for the Blues. Can they pinch a late one? That's better. Harry on the big stretching lead. Marks dumps it forward. First time we've seen quick ball movement. Cottrell! No. Touched. 59 to 28. 44 seconds to go. And that is a Brisbane lead by 31 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
You win the quarters. Something in that for Michael Voss to build on in the second half. Starcevic takes the kick in to Gardner. Just short and wide into the back pocket. Clock ticks down to 36 seconds remaining in the first half. The Lions are fairly aware of that, and they're not going to go too quick at the moment. But Carlton just finding more of the foot at the moment. Cunningham picked it up. Had support from Hollands, and now Cripps just muscled his way through a Coleman tackle. Lions got back. Bailey well tackled. They've lifted their rating here, Carlton. They'd almost love another 10 minutes at the moment. They're fighting hard. They've got it inside forward 50. Lockie Neal under pressure. Rayner under pressure. Well done, McGovern. Neal picks it up. It was well tackled again. They've had to work super hard here, Brisbane, to get it out. And there is the halftime siren. And Carlton just breathing a little bit of life back into this one, having been dominated in the first turn. They trailed by 32 points at quarter time, but have just been able to edge their way back slightly. 9-5-59 Brisbane, 4-4-28 Carlton half time. Opening round here at the Gabba, we got the Chief Jason Dunstall, Nate Brown, you got Howie, you got Brady Thomas down there who's doing a fine job. And stick around because we're going to hear from the two-man. But before we go, there's been a late bit of drama out here, so we'll just hold fire for a moment. Brisbane Lions player who I can't pick up is in the hands of the trainers and looking
like Kitty Coleman
decidedly unwell. Is it Kitty Coleman? We think it is. He's surrounded by trainers. And anyone see what happened there? Nate was off for the party pies.
Well, it's bizarre because Seven are doing an interview with Lockie Neal about 2 metres away from him, and he can't get off the ground. He's been given a little tap.
There was a big pack of players over there, and the ball was at ground level for a number of contests in a row. They're getting him to his feet, which is a good sign.
Yeah, he looks okay. So I reckon we're right to take a break. We'll get an update on Coleman. We'll hear from the two-man next from the practice calling studios back there in South Melbourne. Brisbane by 32 at quarter time, 31 at the half. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, the Chief and Noodles next. Triple M rocks football.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Three minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Two and a half minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
.30 seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers. Book an appointment with an audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing. T's and C's apply.
Brisbane by 32 at quarter time. Carlton narrowed it back by a point to 31 at the major break. Brisbane 9-5-59, Carlton 4-4-28. McCarthy's got a couple, as does Zorko. Single goal scorers in Mackay, Fogarty, Cunningham and Curnow for the Blues. This is the halftime break for Specsaver Audiology. Book an appointment with an audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing. T and C's applied. Two-man not too far away from the practice calling studio, but now we got the chief.
And what we should say, Howie, is we've had a chance to have a look at the replay of the Coleman incident, and he could be in trouble. So he's gone to kick the ball, and on the follow-through, he's collected a leg of an opponent. And in slow motion, the leg shouldn't bend like that. It didn't look great. So whether there's something broken or certainly cracked, it did not look good. So it'll be interesting to see. I doubt whether he'll play any part.
What do you think, Nate? You've been through this, unfortunately.
Well, it did look like his leg bent back, and it was like shin on shin when he kicked it as hard as he possibly could. So he was walking off with the trainers. It was a ginger walk. So obviously, if it is a broken leg, he hasn't broken both bones, but he might have broken the smaller one, which is the fibula on the outside. Let's hope he hasn't. Let's hope it's just a really bad corky and he can get back.
Blues hanging in. They narrowed it by 1 point, so 31 point down, but they had all the inside 50s in the second half of that second quarter.
Yeah, Brisbane could have put the game to bed in the first half of that quarter. They dominated. They had 10 inside 50s in a row, and to be honest, they missed some really easy opportunities. In saying that, I thought Carlton made it harder for them. They defended a little bit better. They defended the width of the ground better. Remember the first quarter, it was just over the top, into easy goals, walk into a goal square and kick it. Carlton tightened up a lot, so whether that came from the coach's box or that was player driven and just started to get around the football more and win the contest a little bit more. But then Carlton had their opportunity, missed a couple of easy ones themselves. Carlton, they had some opportunities late, but they did stop the rot, what happened in the first quarter, and now they still trail by 5 goals, but at least they're in the game, Chief.
They are. So they basically squared the second term. That gives Michael Voss something to work with, something to get the mindset of his players right to say, hey, once we switch on and do our things, we don't get blown out of the water. We went to sleep in the first quarter, but now we can just... You're not going to get this what is it, 31 points. You're not going to get it back in one quarter. But if we win the third quarter by 2 or 3 goals, same again in the last, this game's up for grabs.
Choice Hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guarantee when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead and book it. The Melbourne Storm are playing at Amy Park at the moment. Heath will give us a score on that when he gets an opportunity. But in Durham, Sharla India are 421 for 5, leading England by over 200 in the 5th test. They're looking to take that series 4-1. Heath, potentially with the rugby league, but more importantly with the stats from this affair.
2-0 at half-time, the Storm lead in that one. Carlton
Sounds like a cracker.
Yeah, it sounds like an absolute ball terror. Carlton, 10 of the last 11 inside 50s, as you guys were talking about. So they did rally late, 14 more disposals, levelled the tackles out as well, which they were sort of let down by in the first 45 minutes of that game. Leading players on the ground so far, George Hewitt, 16 touches. Paddy Cripps stepped up in that second quarter, 15 touches for the game, 11 in that term. Zach Williams as well on return, first game in over a year, 12 touches. Lockie Neal, Jared Lyons leading the way for the Lions with 14 touches apiece.
Thanks, Heath. Normally that voice on a Friday night is that of Ash Chua, and the audience have demanded to hear from him, Chief. He is back in the studio doing what we in the industry call a dummy call. He's practising his calling. He did one last night with Barry Denner. He's a much-loved figure on Triple M football, and especially the Friday Huddle. Man, come in from South Melbourne, big boy.
Howie, great to see you, and great to be joining you guys, I should say, up there in the Gabba. I can't even speak at the moment. That's probably why Ethan's in the chair right now. But are you missing me?
Well, man, we were until you failed to be able to speak English anymore, Chief. What are you doing there in the studio? Tell it. Take us behind the curtain if you can put 3 words together and tell us what's going on, great man.
Just doing a couple of practice calls. I did one, as you mentioned, with Barry Denner last night, the Melbourne v Sydney game, and obviously doing one as we speak right now. But that's just to make sure, Howie, that I don't become obsolete, because, as you know, Ethan Meldrum, he's been starring with the Red Z lending stats across the cricket, as well as the footy. And
so, cut to the chase here, man. Are you trying to transition from statistician to play-by-play?
No, definitely not. I'm just trying to add another string to my bow. So, worst-case scenario, Howie, if all else fails...
Ewan's in the back here. Ewan, are you going to give him a crack on air or not? It's a simple question.
Is the boss there?
Well,
4:40 Sunday, I'm hearing, Chief.
How good is he?
The boss is here.
Can we get a sample?
Well,
no. The boss gets on the microphone a few times to call his own games as well.
Well, actually, we've got evidence of the Two-Man in action from the first half. Roll the audio tape, Leroy, if you haven't rolled one up.
To Lyons on that outer wing. 24-metre hand pass forward to Danaher. He hits Wilmot with a hand pass. Chipping ball was well weighted, and Coleman takes a mark 35 out. Steering ball to full forward. Rayner on his own. Snaps it through from point-blank range, and the Lions post their second major on the board. The entry inside 50 was shallow. Ball lands in the path of Archie. Snapshot from 35 as he put it through. He has another one to the Lions. Brisbane on fire at the Gabba.
You blokes are in trouble.
I love...
You blokes are in trouble.
What about the precision? It was a 24-metre handball.
Yep.
Chewy.
Precision.
Ewan, this is our boss, Ewan Giles in the back of the box. Surely he needs to get a run very, very soon. Gather round now.
Ash, is it true? Is it true that you're doing this tonight because you've been banned from travelling? You've been blacklisted because at Gather Round last year, you had a couple of lemonades, and then you saw the SCN outside broadcast truck outside the Adelaide Oval and decided to spear kick it.
Is
that true?
Thanks to Daisy Thomas. I don't think it was a spear kick. It was just a little bit of a toe poke, Brownie. But yeah, Mrs. Chu, she still hasn't forgiven me almost 12 months later. But no, I'm looking forward to Gather Round, Brownie. Yes. So how did that sound, guys? Was that okay?
I
very good.
I
liked it. Sounded good.
Very good.
I thought it was brilliant. So the last time Two-Man travelled before Gather Round was at the Perth Test a couple of years ago against India, where one of those espresso martinis, the Two-Man had 7 of those and got it escorted out of the premises.
Oh, no.
Hey, Two-Man.
He's a recidivist, is he?
Hey, mate, it's great to hear from you. Are you back with us next Friday night?
Yeah, certainly will be. Next Friday night, Collingwood v Sydney at the MCG. Looking forward to working with you guys again.
Can't wait to hear you calling live on Triple M. Two-Man, you're a star. We love you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good call.
Well done, Chu.
There's the Two-Man. He won't be going to Gather Round because Peter Malinauskas has officially banned him from the state, which is unfortunate. Half-time, Amy Clangers. Who covers Clangers on and off the field? Amy does. It's got to be our man Duke does.
Has to be.
Roll the audio tape.
Let's get to Brady Daniels and ground them.
Great to see Brady Daniels has joined us from the Giants and jumped down on the boundary, Guru.
My apologies, Brady.
Also love a goal.
He loves a goal, Brady Thomas. We won't hear that again this year, Das.
I wonder why you're looking at me with a strange look.
I loved it. Break here. Brisbane lead it by 31 points. Darcy will steer you through until the resumption of play here. Brisbane 9-5-59. Good on the two man. Furthering himself. Carlton 4-4-28. The Lions up by 31 points. McDonald's and Remote Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers. Book an appointment with an audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing. T's and C's apply.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
In honour of our great mate and St Kilda legend Danny Spud Frawley and a cause close to our hearts, St Kilda and Collingwood will be coming together in round 2 for the 4th annual Spuds game.
They sure are, Howie. This year, the Saints are bringing mental health to the big stage as the two clubs march into the G for mental health together.
It is set to be an absolute blockbuster Thursday night matchup with live entertainment kicking off from 7 p.m. Noodles.
Get your tickets today via Ticket Tech and show up for the mental health as the two teams raise much-needed funds for mental health programs run out of the Danny Frawley Centre.
3.5 minutes until Triple M Ranks Footy. Three minutes until
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Two and a half minutes until
Triple M Rocks Footy.
minutes until
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Seconds until
Triple M Rocks Footy.
.1 minute until
Triple M Rocks Footy.
.30 seconds until
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M Rocks Footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade has the backs of tradies now more than ever. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Half time here, opening round at the Gabba. Sees the Brisbane Lions with a 31-point lead, 9-5-59 to 4-4-28. They led by 32 points at quarter time. You've just joined us on the M's. and looked like this game was going to blow right out. But credit to Carlton, they scrapped their way back in the second quarter. A lot of it wasn't pretty, but they managed to win that quarter by a point and keep themselves in this contest. It is a beautiful night. There was a chance of some rain around the Gabba, but no sign of that. Jason Dunstall, Nate Brown with us here at half-time. And you look to some of the omissions, as we often do. Jacob Wiedering's a massive out for the Carlton Football Club. Marchbank, Motlop. We know Jack Silvani has been injured and going to miss the whole year. So there's some important omissions from a Carlton point of view, and Wiedering's the one that stood out as he just gives them so much stability back there.
Yeah, Wiedering and Walsh are massive, aren't they? But that's the key to Carlton's season. If they can manage to eke out a few wins early on while these players aren't there, that stands them in really good stead when they start to get stronger, hopefully as the season progresses. But it's just going to be a massive challenge here in the second half. So they stop the onslaught in the second term. They even the ship. Can they now gain the upper hand in this third quarter?
Straight to Brady Thomas, a bit of news. What have you got for us, Brady?
Yeah, both subs are about to be activated to start this second half for the Lions. Looked really nasty, Caneen Coleman, didn't it? Lions are telling me it's just a hyperextension, they think, at this stage. So he's coming off. Kai Lohmann comes on for the Blues. Sam Doherty, with that knee injury we told you about in the first quarter, has been subbed out for Carlton. And Jack Carroll comes on for game number 7.
Jardney, they're reporting for Doherty, Chief.
If it's a hyperextension for Coleman, that's about the best result you could ask for.
It did look nasty. If you ever look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen, right on the halftime siren, and Nate, we were sort of casting our mind back to your moment there at one stage, but it sounds like it's better news than that.
Yeah, it's great news. As you said, that's the best possible outcome, a hyperextension, so he'll be very, very sore. He'll ice up. Hopefully he's back next week. I doubt it. Maybe they give him a rest, but we'll see him back sooner than we thought.
So as Brady told us, the two subs activated here to start the second term at the Gabba. Brisbane Lions with a 31-point lead to Koning and McInerney to resume their battle. It's been a pretty good one. De Koning, I thought, was one of the more competitive players for the Blues in the first half, and that bounce, there's a high bounce here at the Gabba with one of the few grounds where the cricket wicket is still in play, and so this time it's thrown up to Koning again, jumped really high. He was looking to put in the path of Cripps, who found the Sherrin initially. Beautiful pick up from Sard. And now Williams, he tried to take on Charlie Cameron. Not many get through a Cameron tackle. Zach Williams was nailed, and Charlie Cameron for Brisbane comes up with the hold of the ball.
Plays on with a little chipping ball forward. McInerney brings it to ground. Bailey's dangerous. Williams, Sard. Probably been their best in defence. Heath, Red Z.
Red Z, 6 disposals, 3 intercept possessions for him.
Red Z lending loans to the self-employed REDZED.com. Carlton has been harried in defence all night, clearing ball up Blake Acres. He goes round the body. It's got a lazy kick in the end, straight to Harris Andrews, who's collared by Harry Mackay, getting nowhere. Tradies, while you're getting behind the footy, the team at Beacon Trades getting behind you with exclusive trade pricing on lighting, electrical, and Australia's largest range of fans for the Aussie home. Partner up with the team that always has your back at beacontrade.com.au. Beacon Trade, that's my life.
Clean possession from McInerney. Hipwood charging at it. Zorko has been strong. He got it. Clean possession front and centre. Danaher charged at it. He did pretty well to collect it, Joe. Guided it firstly and then picked it up one-on-one. Cameron and Saad. Which way's the free kick going to be paid?
That's 50. He's winning that battle. Adam Saad, he is winning it. He's winning all the one-on-ones against Charlie Cameron, doing really well.
It's a huge win there, Chief. 30 metres out directly in front.
And Zach Bailey played on. They kept blowing the whistle, so he knew the free kick had to be against Brisbane. Silly 50 to give.
Advances Saad to the centre circle. Owies goes short. They're finding some targets here. The Blues. Fogarty steers it, looking for Cripps over the top. Charlie Curnow. Brilliant athleticism. The snap round the corner. Perfect start for Curnow and the Blues. Charlie's kicked 2. Kicked the last 2 of the match. And Carlton all of a sudden back within just over 4 goals. 9-5, 59 to 5-4, 34. That is all brought to you on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So right now, I reckon the alarm bells are going off in the Brisbane box. That was just lethargic from their defence. Charlie Curnow strolls over. The ball carries Cripps, who it might have been aimed for, but he drops the mark. There's no one front and square. He picks up his own crumb. There's no one pressuring him. He turns around and he snaps the goal amongst traffic without anyone laying a hand on him. That was really poor defence from Brisbane. They need to switch on again. just get the feeling they think the work's been done after that big first quarter, but Carlton are working their way back into the game.
He's a powerhouse, isn't he, Nate? There's no one anywhere near him. No one's tackling Curnow at that speed round the goal.
Athletic beast.
Yeah, he's a big, strong boy, former Geelong College student. Again, they go forward, the Blues. Mackay taps it down in the path of Owies, hasn't been sided. Little left foot check side. Owies doesn't quite make the square. Charlie's there, he's running hot. You can't stop Chuckles when he gets in this type of action. He's got the last three of the match, 2 in a minute. Hang on, Blues fans, you're within 19. 9-5-59, Carlton 6-4-40. 2 goals in the space of 30 seconds from big C. Curnow.
And all of a sudden, there's a little bit of zip in the Blues' leg. So Jack Carroll comes on and gets a big clearance. It was a very clean one too. Get out of the middle, some pace at half forward by Owies. I wanted to see Owies kick the goal because he loves a goal. The celebration would have been great, but all of a sudden we haven't seen Charlie Curnow at all. All of a sudden he's up to 3 goals. So doing his job at the moment, they need to continue to win the clearances now.
Loves a goal alongside Riley West as far as the competition of the goal leaders.
It's going to look like it was on track for a 70-80 pointer Brisbane's way about halfway through the first term. And credit to Carlton, they have clawed their way back to within 19 points here now, early stages, second half. And they have the momentum. McInerney, clean possession again. Drives it to half forward, going back courageously. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. Was Jordan Boyd picked up and sent long towards the goal square. It's drifted out of bounds on the full over the head of Danaher and Young. It'll be a Young free kick for Carlton on the last line of defence for the Blues.
Bob J and T-Marts have buy 3 get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or online today. T&Cs apply. Just an update on what happened to Coleman, Breddy. Okay. No Breddy down there at the moment. There's no from Tommy Brown. Here's an opportunity. Outside of the foot by Dunkley. And it goes inboard. It's well caught by Akers. Breddy, just an update on Kitty Coleman.
Yeah, hyperextension of the left knee, they're saying at this stage. Obviously, he'll have scans tomorrow, but subbed off for Kai Loman. And for Blues fans as well, Doherty, that was a jarred knee. Jack Carroll is on.
All right, well done, mate. Williams goes back across the goal. Blues just more time in defence now, Darcy, in the hands of Louis Young.
Using the footy a lot better than they were at the start of this game. Cripps athletically kept it in, and they advance it to half forward. Curnow got the last 3 goals of the game. Look at Big Charlie pick it up. Superb athleticism. His kick under pressure, a little directed, and the Lions try and cut back through the corridor, but they're going to chop it off here. The Blues. Chera's got it. Spears it into the pocket. Beautiful left foot kick, Chief. Describe that one to Kennedy.
Well, now it's the Blues that are putting pressure on, creating the turnovers.
Matty Kennedy just hesitating there. You don't want to just panic here with this one because you're only 15 metres out. It's an acute angle, but really kickable goal, this one for Matthew Kennedy. So he does draw breath, go back, take some time here, Matty Kennedy, and snaps it through. The Blues have kicked the last 5 goals of the game. We're back within 13 points here at the Gabba. First 3 goals of the second half go Carlton's way. They're 7-4-46. Lions 9-5-59 on Triple M. Bigger trade score.
I think you summed it up perfectly, Howie. The Blues have got more time all of a sudden, so that means one thing. The Brisbane Lions have slowed their game down. They've slowed the fact that we were praising them, Chief, in the first half, how good their pressure was. But now you're seeing Carlton waltz out of the defensive end with no pressure on them at all. The first goal they kicked, you said, was lackadaisical, and the game has just changed. It's still 13 points, so Brisbane would still feel somewhat comfortable, but their pressure is nowhere near what it was. At one stage, they were running at a 294 in the first quarter. Not sure what they've started this quarter at, Red
Z landing stats. Brisbane 152 in the third quarter, 25% by foot. Carlton 185, their pressure factor.
Macca's hungry for the new season. Footy's back on the menu. Last 5 on the trot in the first 3 of the term for the Blues. They trail by 32 at quarter time, 31 and a half. They're within 13. They're going to get a free kick out of the middle of the way. Kennedy, who's lifted his rating as well, plays on. Drives it to the outer side. Where's Charlie Curnow? If he's still on the ground, just kick it to him. He's the hot hand. It's outside defensive 50 at the moment for the Lions. Cottrell now, here's the inside 50 ball. Down towards Curnow, 1-on-1. Oh, he's too big and strong. Just kick it to him, Chiefy.
This game has turned on a dime, hasn't it? It is all Carlton's way. And the confidence of this man is rising. He's winning one-on-one strength battles against Jack Payne. Gets to line up for another, and the Blues are on the march. This is massive. This is an incredible turnaround that you couldn't have seen coming. We spoke about just staying in the game in the second term to readjust at half-time, and they've done that.
He's 100 kilo of Payne, and he was just manhandled by Curnow. Looking for 4. Charlie Curnow. Blues fans are up. Big Python pump too from Charlie. He's got 4, and there's something about watching big forwards tear a game apart. 7-point margin the way of the Brisbane Lions. Carlton, Nath, have kicked the last 6.
When he kicked his first goal, Charlie Curnow, so the Brisbane Lions, I think, were about 46 points up at that stage, and I thought he over-celebrated. I'm like, you're 46 points down and you've kicked an easy one at the top of the square and you've over-celebrated, but all of a sudden you can see the energy that the Blues have, and maybe it wasn't an over-celebration, maybe it was just trying to get his teammates into the game. The ball hadn't been up there into the ground. He wanted to have an impact, and on the back of that over-celebration, let's call it, he's now kicked another 3.
She's got some Pythons on him.
Yeah, hasn't he?
Oh, gee whiz.
Remarkable turnaround in this game. Carlton picked themselves up. You couldn't see it. Quarter time just looked like a demolition one way, and that was Brisbane. Bailey from the centre square for the Lions. Torpedoes one to the goal line, going back Gardner, but the Blues through Lewis Young picks it up, dribbles it down the line. He's trying to find a teammate there in Ollie Hollands. It's going to be picked up by Bailey, back to the square, off hands, and it will be through for a minor score Brisbane's way, and they can't get their connection going. The Brisbane Lions all of a sudden, they're 9-6-60, Carlton 8-4-52, all brought to you on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That's up 5.
Blues.
That's up 5.
Full back, just patiently work the ball forward. Centre half back now in the hands of Newman. 4th short ball.
That's up 5.
I'm going to advance it out of defensive 50 at the moment, the Blues. So a good press up the ground by Brisbane. Getting the fist on it is the man that's come on as the sub, Lohman. Now Archie. Coming on for Coleman. It's a bit of a rough effort by Darcy Gardner. It's going the way of the Blues now. It'll be a free kick to Brody Kemp.
Lions fans just getting a touch agitated for the first time tonight. We know this is a proper contest unfolding, and again they're not having a free kick going the way of Kennedy against Liga McCarthy. So an 8-point ball game, approaching the halfway mark of the third term here, opening round at the Gabba. And the Blues with all the momentum all of a sudden to Koning, over the top Mackay, McInerney, somehow trying to claim that mark after about 4 people had touched it. Blues again win an important one. That was Orazio. Curnow juggled Mark nearly there. Brilliant tackle effort. Cottrell back to Fantasia. This is the subs. Come on. Jack Carroll's got it. Kicks his second ever goal in the big time. And they come from everywhere. The Carlton fans that are here have gone nuts. And the Blues have kicked the last 7 goals of the game. Jack Carroll, the sub, gets one. We're back to within 2 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
This is extraordinary. Their ability to control the football. Now, once they win it, they're picking holes through Brisbane's zone defence. They're just finding loose players in space, short passes until they go forward, and then all roads lead to Charlie Curnow. And if he's not marking it, he's bringing it to ground and creating something. They had a chance to mop it up. I think it was Ryan Lester who just drilled a hand pass at Jack Payne from point blank. He had no chance of hanging on to it. The ball spills free. Again, it's that pressure creating turnovers, and it's paying off in gold for the Blues.
Last 10 goals, 7 in a row. Ethan, what have they done on the Triple M Reds and landing stat sheet to work their way back in the Blues?
Yeah, it's all the pressure completely turned around, as Brownie was saying. 224 now, their pressure factor in this quarter. Brisbane, 139.
5 goals for the turn. There's still 30 minutes to go. They had a clearance, but they were a bit slow to get it on boot. So Brisbane driving forward. There's a big moment.
Yeah, massive kick, Howie. Yeah. Massive kick.
Goes to Hipwood, who's 40 out on an angle.
So it's one thing to kick goals when the team's up and running. It's another to kick it when the pressure's on. The opposition's coming hard, and you just need something to steady the ship. This is the big kick now for Eric Hipwood.
Kick one and miss one tonight. There's the number 30. Eric Hipwood, down to Caloundra, local man. just take it back out to a more comfortable 8-point margin. Hipwood trots in, hits the left now, hooks it. Moves it back slightly, but he misses. He's disappointed. 3-point Brisbane lead, 9-7 to 9-4 after Carlton kicked the last at 7 and the only 5 of the term. 13 to go, 12 and a half to go in fact in the third quarter here.
Sard, fullback, just taking a little bit of time to steady things. Mackay has taken the mark over the top of Danaher. He's having a turn in the ruck, Harry Mackay. They elected to go without Pitnet. So it's important Mackay plays these ruck minutes well. Drop the footy in Cunningham's hands.
Brisbane need Danaher to get involved too. He's barely been sighted.
Long ball is heading in the Curnow direction. Harris Andrews dropped the mark that he will take 99 out of 100. Getting back. Oh, he keeps it alive. Fogarty back to Cottrell. Cover in front. The Blues have kicked the last 8 goals of the game and they are in front. Remarkable scenes here at the Gabba. 10-4-64 to 9-7-61. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Cottrell's got a couple.
And they're going with soccer-style celebrations too.
But again, we talk about the pressure. Lockie Neal fires a hand pass that misses the target. Puts Jack Payne under all sorts of pressure. But there was some great play. Fogarty got involved twice. Gets the hand pass out the back. And that is a great snap from Cottrell. Interesting. He's deadpan staring at his teammates and he runs away from them. Holds the 2 fingers up. Happy days.
6 the term, the last 8. It's the C's. Cunningham, Curnow, Carroll, Cottrell.
No one saw this coming, Howard.
No.
This game was over. We were worried that it was going to suck the life out of it, and all of a sudden the Baggers are back.
Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard 61 to 64. Carlton by 3 points. Beacon Trade has the backs of tradies now, mate. More than ever at Beacon Trade. Let's make light work. They go inside 50 again. The Blues. Harris Andrews stands up in front of Cottrell. Had to bring it to ground. Couldn't. Harris. Oh, he tried to clear out of defence. It's not going to work. Everything's going wrong. A little turnover. Cunningham hits 45. Cunningham hits 40. Drives towards goal. Cunningham. It would have been another C, so to speak. It's across the face. 61 plays 65. Blues.
It's a bad error by the Lions skipper Harris Andrews.
He's made a couple.
Really a bad error by the commentator.
Checked in with E yet?
Yeah, logged off, so she's probably turned it off in disgust. Oh no, she's just can't repeat. Yep, cracked it, turned it off. Now I've turned it back on.
Joe Danaher is chief urging Big Joe to find more of the footy.
Another fumble.
She turned it off, mate. And I texted her and said, we kicked 8 in a row. She said, hang on, I better get out of bed.
They might make it 9 in a row here, Howie, too. That'll make Erica very happy as Cottrell, who's having a purple patch, glides through some traffic, flicks it back to the teammate boy, the intercept mark taken the Brisbane Lions by the oldest player on their list, Ryan Lester, and then he sticks it through the corridor looking for Bailey. Out the back, Lincoln McCarthy hands it off to Danaher, runs in 45 metres out. Big Joe missed. Golden opportunity. The Lions can't take their chances. 9-8-62, Carlton 10-5-65. That is all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
A couple of regulation shots, one from Hipwood, one from Danaher. Failed to hit the mark under pressure when the team really needs it. See, they could use a settler or two.
Louis Young in the back line. Drives it. Leicester can't take the mark. Spills out the back. Worked hard on hands and knees is Fletcher. Darcy Gardner. Now Lockie Neal. Sliding ball forward is beautiful by Neal. Hits McCarthy. What's his night, the Brownlow medalist so far in the Triple M Red Dead Lenders East?
Leading ball winner for the Lions. 17 touches, 8 of those contested.
They were 9 goals too. They've kicked 6 behinds in a row, and most of them gettable. So you've had Eric Hip miss one, Joe Danaher, Charlie Cameron's put one out in the full, an easy snap and a set shot. Just miss after miss. So 9 goals 2 to 9 goals 8. They need to steady here, the Brisbane Lions, and get this one. That was a beautiful kick by the Brownlow medalist.
He's very good at this. Lincoln McCarthy's kicked 2 goals 1. Former Cat. He's a great finisher. He's about 12 metres inside the boundary. He'll just cross 50 now. Kick from 48. He's not going to draw it back, so it's going to be another miss.
Every time you wrap a bloke
Yep.
to finishing, Howie, he hasn't got near kicking to go.
Been happening all summer, Chief. Brisbane 63, Carlton 65. I did say in the morning of the test that Shamar Joseph really saw and wouldn't play here at the Gabba, Chief. 8 wickets later, he won the test match for them, so that's the type of summer I've had.
Move it on. Play on.
Extraordinary turnaround in this match here at the Gabba. Carlton have found their way back in front, and this man, Charlie Curnow, has been enormous in it. Heath, give us a bit of a statistical review of that.
Yeah, 4 goals as part of this 8-goal Carlton streak, 9 touches, 5 score involvements, number 1 ranked player in the last half an hour of games.
Just an explosive athlete. Mackay has responded as well. He's fighting hard for it. McCluggage dragged it under. Emerging with it out there was Hewitt, and then Hewitt was stripped, and that's been rewarded for holding the footy going the way of Harris Andrews. Who a touch stunned here, the Brisbane Lions crowd, Howie, and I think a lady in the crowd offered her glasses to umpire Brett Roseby. She said, get hold of those, Brett.
That's just not on. They sent it forward here, the Lions. Caught in a tackle by Newman. Here's McCarthy.
Hey, what? Sticks Kernahan and Ange Christo would have found a second win by now.
Yeah, they would have. I don't know if they needed one the way Ange rolled into this box earlier on.
They were in good form, the Carlton legends, weren't they?
My word, they were.
Sticks.
Great addition to the Friday huddle, they were. Berry, his hack kick forward is smothered. They need something here, Brisbane. Can Cameron give them something? He gives it to McCarthy. They look the most likely at the moment, the small man. McCarthy runs into trouble, somehow releases it. Now here's Williams. What's his return tonight on the game back, Heath?
Zach Williams, 15 touches, 79% by foot.
Oh, he's dropped one he would like to take. Starcevic with that bald head of his. Sends it forward, Blues everywhere. A couple of them tried to outmark each other. Comes down towards Jared Lyons. It's 30 out from the Lions, attacking goal. Big moments in the game here. Carlton, they lead it by 2 after kicking the last 8 goals of the match. 65 to 63. 10-5 to 9-9. Brisbane, 32 at quarter time, 31 at half time. But they've given up the only 6 goals of the term, the Lions, to trail it by 2 points, 7:43 to go third term.
Zach Bailey came charging through, but defensively Hewitt gets it to Hollands, takes on a Dunkley tackle, who was slung over the boundary line in that tackle, and it will be a boundary throw-in. Hollands gets up and he's signalling to a couple of teammates he needs a bit of support here. It's going to be thrown in forward 50 arc for the Brisbane Lions. They are goalless in this third term. In that time, Carlton has piled on 6, and they're going to get some run out of half back. A little bit of a fumble there from Cunningham. Slapping it intelligently forward was Chera. In the way, though, was Berry, and now Starcevic to Payne under some body heat from Paddy Cripps, and Carlton are really just finding their form perfectly here in this third term. They led it by a couple of points. The Triple M Beacon Trade scores.
Pushing the ball forward at every chance at the moment, the Blues. Even in a pack situation, they knock it out. They've got the runners on the end of it. They had nobody on the end of anything in the first half. What a change.
Centre wing, commentary side. Carlton pressing again. It falls and works out for Cunningham. Goes back to the Cripper. Shanks it forward, but it might work out. 2 centre half forward. Cottrell with a big fly. Tried to take the Spectre on, didn't bring it to ground. Starcevic runs into a couple of Blues. 60 out from his defensive goal. His team trails 65 to 63. That's Carlton by 2 points, 6:54 to go. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade has the backs of tradies. Now more than ever, Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Undefeated last year, the Brisbane Lions. 14 straight wins here at the Gabba, including a couple of big finals. One of them, the prelim final against this team, Carlton, who kicked the first 5 goals, you remember, in that prelim final. They've got their noses in front here at the moment, Carlton, but here come the Brisbane Lions. Joe Danaher runs to 50, sizes up an opportunity and nails that one finally, Big Joe. Oh, he's missed.
He had Kai Lohman in the corridor just waiting for a square-up ball.
Good time for me to grab a pair of those glasses, Howie, tonight. I'm not seeing them as well as I would have hoped. That's a 1-point lead to Carlton on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Brady Thomas, Bob Jane.
Just a few spits of rain starting to fall here at the Gabba.
All right, thanks, Brady. That'll add another layer to a multifaceted game of football.
Low numbers here. Zorko 1 in this quarter. Dunkley 1. McCluggage yet to touch it in the third term.
Nathan Brown, Jason Dunstall, Triple M C-Bus Super, C-Bus Super making hard work pay off since 1984. Chief and Noodles, the best you'll get on a Friday night, or a Saturday for that matter. And Triple M football to Koning and Oscar McInerney. Carlton just attack side of the ground. They wobble the ball inside 50. It bounces out the back of everything. Through for one behind. 2-point lead, 10-6 to 9-10 the way of Carlton. Under 6 on the clock before the final break. India 444 for 8, leading by 226 in Dharamshala.
This is Kai Lohman, the activated sub in the third term. And McCarthy takes a big launch over the top of Newman.
It's a big win because he was 1 against 3, Duke.
Powerful unit, Link McCarthy. Here comes Zorko now. It's a well-pointed kick to Jared Lyons on the forward 50. Sees Joe Danaher. Big Joe. He clunks that one and slides through. A special moment for Danaher. And a much-needed goal for the Brisbane Lions. And that's what he can do. Joe Danaher, a couple of speckies in a row. McCarthy and Big Joe. And that gives the Lions the lead back on the Triple M Big and Trade scoreboard.
Well, it looks like hard work at the moment for the Brisbane Lions in this third term and for the back half of that second term. And sometimes you just need something to go your way, something to turn the tide of the game. And you spoke about Link McCarthy, Chief. He had to mark that. There was 3 players sitting down for the Blues, but he went up, took a big contested mark one-on-one. So a bit of luck went their way. Then they get to the kicker, Zorko, 55 metres. Didn't go any higher than a plum tree, but a perfect kick out there. And then the kick to the top of the square, beautiful one. And then another big mark. 3 big things that went their way, and they kicked the goal.
How high is the plum tree?
Not very high.
Melbourne Storm leading 8-0 over the Panthers, 60-minute mark. I don't think Bellamy's lost a first-round game in his history at the Storm Chiefs.
Is that right?
Holding onto that record at the moment. 20-odd years, I think that is. McInerney. Jason loves his Melbourne Storm in the back. Jace, that's about right for the Storm, and he's not there.
Important couple of moments here for the Blues. So they've done all the hard work to get in front. Brisbane Lions now get one back. The crowd become involved. They have to be so good now around the stoppages not to let an easy one out.
Bob Jane, Freddie Thomas.
It is selfie central down here. There's about 5 kids in front of me all watching Charlie Curnow getting some work done on his left calf, but it looks all right.
Fogarty inside, 50 ball away from Cripps. Somehow they keep it in, but now I think it's Rusher behind.
The players thought it was over the boundary, but the whistle didn't blow. Could have played the whistle.
What do they call it now? They're going to toss it back in. Yeah, he's a bums on seats man, Charlie Curnow, Brady, no doubt about that. They're just having a review as to whether it's a behind or not. Harris is told to move away.
The goal umpire thinks it might have touched the behind post as it was being rushed through.
What do you think?
It does.
You look at it on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Kick off the footy, Stephen Chief at Harvey Norman. Big savings on big screen TVs on now.
Looks like it brushes the padding.
Got a big screen TV at your place, Chief?
Reasonable, yes.
Very big.
Very big.
Yeah.
Right in.
Can you watch that from your bed, Chief?
I've got one in the bedroom as well, Duke.
Got a good work out that, I reckon.
3/4 of his couch is brand spanking new, and there's one patch where he sits on, which is all old.
That's true, actually.
Like, it's spanking new. He's had it for 15 years. Nobody else has sat in this except this one spot where the chief parks his big ass.
It's the shape up where you can lie down.
4:34 remaining in the third term. The Brisbane Lions by 4 points over Carlton here at opening round. The Blues have taken the mark. The wing, Mitch McGovern. Centering kick finds Newman. He's got Akers out here if he wants to transfer it to the commentary side wing. Instead, Nick Newman going ahead deep and long. Mackay from behind. Big clung, Harry Mackay. So that is a great sign for Carlton. If Mackay can start taking contested marks and always that extra bit of interest around his goal kicking, Harry, this is an opportunity to give them the lead back. He's got to kick it about 47 metres.
He had a free jump at the end. Harris Andrews slipped over 10 metres behind where that pack formed. He puts the hand up, apologised with teammates because he couldn't put body on Harry Mackay to stop him jumping over the top. Massive kick again.
Kicked the Navy Blues' first goal of this match in the first term. Big, long drop punt attempt. Mackay's nailed it. Got a couple, Big Harry. The Carlton fans go ballistic. Blues back in front, 11-6, 72 to 10-10-70. That is all the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade has the back of tradies now more than ever. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Yeah, good pick up, Chief. He did fall down at an easy run and jump at it, so he's had 3 set shots tonight. 2 of them to the left hand of the screen has been outstanding, where he's actually got underneath the football and given it some air. The one he did miss, he really stabbed at the football and it went very low, and that one went out to the right. So he's got to figure out, okay, what have I done right on this one? What have I done right on the one in the first quarter? Go back and replay it over in your head. What did I do right? And you've got to figure out, alternatively, the one that he stabbed at, what did I do wrong?
Macca's hungry for the new season. Footy's back on the menu. The Blues have been in front for 10 minutes and 34 seconds of the game. Brisbane for 75 and a half minutes. Carlton lead at 11-6 to 10-10. We've got 3.5 to go before the final break in what is now an absolute cracking game of football. What was the maximum lead for Brisbane as they get it out of the Middle East? We'll get back to that in a moment. Good marking effort. Hipwood got it. The umpire didn't pay it. What was the maximum margin that the Lions led by, Heath?
Red Z lending 46 points midway stage's second term they led by.
Danaher grabs out of the ruck. Well done by DeConey. Got a fingertip on it to stop the snap towards goal. Berry has to stand underneath it for a long time. Marks well. Point of the square. In attack. Berry. Right shoulder taped up. Green fluorescent boots on. A couple of little steps. Wedges into the pocket. DeConey arrives with body. Took out a teammate and lands in the hands of Sard, who's been one of their best noodles.
Has been. He's taken a pretty good marks. Joe Danaher complaining to the umpire. He was being held. I can understand that by Young, and he wasn't allowed to run at the ball. But then he gave up, and he wanted to argue with the umpire while the ball was coming into the air. I think he needs to go, okay, the ball's coming in. I've been held. I feel aggrieved by it, but I've still got to run and jump and compete at the football, and then I can argue with the umpire after the ball's out of my area.
Very best in the business you've got on a Friday here. Nath Brown and the Chief with the Triple M Seabus Super Special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off since 1984. The Blues advance it out to the wing in front of the interchange race. Can't sing the praises of Carlton enough here in their turnaround and what they've been able to do to get back in front. As Howard just told you a second ago, a game-high 46-point lead. Brisbane were running away with this one. And now, with 2 minutes remaining until three-quarter time, it's a 2-point lead to the Blues.
Patrick Cripps, 21 disposals, 9 contested, 3 tackles, 2 clearances, going at 76% efficiency by the super skipper. Outer wing in a neutral position now, favouring Carlton as it's wobbled forward. Goes out of bounds in front of Curnow. Big crowd, not a spare seat here at the Gabba. Chris Fagan looking a bit concerned on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. Michael Voss is down at ground level. Fagan up in the traditional coaching box area. DeConey only as far as Wilmot. Shanks the ball about 30 metres forward. Over the back is Newman, provides some body. Comes back towards Hewitt. Williams back around the body from a tight angle. Cripps goes one-on-one. Akers arrives. Still centre-wing ball. Lockie Neal takes on one tackler. He's brought to the ground. Lockie Neal, what's his night? The Brownlow medalist, Red Z style.
Leading ball winner for the Lions. 18 touches, 8 contested possessions.
Just a bit of push and shove from Lockie.
Getting a little frustrated out there.
He copped one to the jaw from Hewitt, and then he gave one back to Hewitt's guts. A little bit going on between Hewitt and Neal.
They're still going at it here, Chief. The umpires trying to get the footy thrown up, and that's exactly what they do. Minute 20 till three-quarter time. Carlton have wrestled the lead back in this game. Mark taken by Lincoln McCarthy. So Carlton player down, Paddy Cripps behind play. We'll get back to that in a moment. There's Danaher, 80 out. He's going to bomb it long. Sard and Cameron have been going at it. This time, Charlie. He plucked it out of fresh air. Sard, I think, thought it was going over the back, but a big win for Charlie Cameron.
It's just the perfect play. Charlie Cameron is very good above his head when he's in a one-on-one situation. He's been beaten a couple of times tonight, but he just leapt at the right time, which took Sard out of the contest. It was just perfect timing.
Had his work cut out with Saad, who achievement native given the points to Saad across the night, but he's too good a player to keep down. He's 20 metres out directly in front. He nearly missed a lot. Just snuck it in for a behind. So 1 point lead still to Carlton, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It's an extraordinary miss. Players that you would think are highly skilled. It's just a simple drop punt from 25 out directly in front.
He missed a couple in the second quarter, Chief, that you thought was just irrelevant to the game, but gee, it's highly relevant now. 21 seconds on the clock. Can anyone get another shot towards goal? Wilmot, Mackay, boundary. Brett Thomas, Bob James.
Yeah, Paddy Cripps just a blood nose on the bench at the moment.
Just having a look at Lockie Neal and Hewitt. Oh, gee, has Hewitt got anything to answer for there?
Well, they both actually struck each other. Should have been a free kick to Neal for the first one, but none of the umpires saw it. And then he gave him a bit of a facial massage when he was on the ground.
Hewitt was the one that went high. 7 seconds on the clock. Brisbane the only chance to score, but Zorko's given away a free kick. Paddy Cripps is getting something stuck up his nostril. That looks extremely painful. That doesn't it? He's just jammed a piece of metal up and touched Cripps' brain.
It might be broken. Maybe he's straightening it.
Oh, well, three-quarter time here. Don't go away, Chin, because we got the close one. Big term. Carlton kicked. A lot of goals. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 goals to 1. They trail by 31 at half-time. They lead it by a point at three-quarter time as Nate takes his headphones off and blasts everyone out of their car. Carlton 11-6-72. Brisbane 10-11-71. The Blues by a point at three-quarter time. Don't go anywhere. We have the close one. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade has the backs of tradies now more than ever. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Macca's, hungry for the new season? Footy's back on the menu. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Two and a half minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
30 seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Brisbane 32 at quarter time, 31 and a half. Carlton kicked 7 goals to 1 from nowhere, including 8 straight. And they lead it by a point at three-quarter time. The Blues 11-6-72. Brisbane 10-11-71. Mackay's got 2. Curno's got 4. He kicked them in a big hurry there. Zorko a couple, as has McCarthy. Bob Jane T-Marts, they've got great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T&C's apply. Brady Thomas.
Howie, both teams activating their subs at three-quarter time. Caneen Coleman, Sam Doherty off, both knee injuries. Lohman and Jack Carroll on. Paddy Cripps looks like what Nathan Brown hopes Kane Corns does on April the 3rd in Adelaide with the Gauls up the nose, but Cripps and Carlton have climbed off the canvas here, Howie. They're a point up. Lions haven't lost here since round 23 of the 2022 season against the D's.
Well done, Brady. Triple M Red Z lending stats, Red Z lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. How have they done it?
Well, Brownie's been really hot on this one. Carlton leading by a point at the moment. If both teams are kicked to the AFL average expectation, champion data expected score, Brisbane will be leading by 22 points. Of their last 10 scoring shots, 9 of them have been behind. Carlton should have only won that quarter by 5 points. They won it by 32 if both teams are kicked normally. Lockie Neal, 19 touches, leading the way for the Lions. Cripps, 21. George Hewitt, 20.
Don't get that stat, but anyway.
Conversion wins matches. Yeah. That's basically what we're saying, Howie. Kick straight, the Lions didn't. There were opportunities. Danaher missed. Hipwood missed. Charlie Cameron missed one that was actually easier to kick than to miss. And they're costly. And now they've got... this is going to be a tooth and nail fight in the last quarter. It's all up for grabs, and Carlton got their tails up.
Tell you what, they need a lift out of McCluggage. Had a good opening quarter, kicked the goal, had about 7 touches in that first quarter. Been hardly sighted since.
Zorko's gone out of the game. Archie's gone out of the game. A lot of them that were running up and running early have just gone completely out of the game.
Brisbane Lions did not lose a game here at the Gabba in season 2023. They were 14 straight win record, and Carlton have got a 1.3 quarter time lead. Here's McCluggage. Nathan Cheap just saying they need a bit more out of the Brisbane Lions in the Danaher direction. Carlton defenders have really stood up in the last 2 and a bit quarters. Sard's been good. And we go out towards Cottrell in a one-on-one with Archie. Bounced off his face, Cottrell. Dunkley picked it up. Cripps won it back beautifully. Now Fantasia tried to turn his man Fletcher inside out. Coming through, Wilmot has been paid insufficient at 10. It came off his shins, and so Cunningham will get it at half-back here for the Navy Blues.
Remont Waterbuilt, tough Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a rain. They drive it down forward to the wing to the Blues. Good marking attempt by Curnow. Couldn't reel it in the end. Cottrell been busy all night. Loops it back by hand. Missed his target though. McCluggage starting to lift. Goes a little sliding ball. Needs to be precise. Hipwood stands up in the contest. Falls to ground. Darcy Gardner misses his man by hand. He's caught. They're still going though, the Lions. Here's a chance for McCluggage, been in everything at the start of this term. Here's the important ball. Neal puts it up in front of the big boys. And they take the mark. In fact, it's not one of the big ones. It's Zach Bailey who chips in, and that was good by Brisbane. And they need to kick this. But Bailey, who is a very good goal kicker, Chief, I've mozzed them all tonight. He's 25 out on about a 45-degree angle.
It's a clever kick from Lockie Neal in the end. He knew Zach Bailey was out the back, so he just had to give it depth over the top and then let him hold his opponent underneath it and be first back to the ball.
121 career goals before tonight. Zach Bailey from Southern Districts in the Northern Territory, Prince Alfred College. Needs to kick this to retake the lead by 5 points. Bailey was never going to be. Steers at home. Brisbane in front. Brisbane kicked the opener 11-11-77. Carlton 11-6-72. Brisbane retake the lead by 5 points. A minute 45 into the first term. That is all on your Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off road and off grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. What's this song, Chiefy?
Oh, that's DJ Sammy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, cheeky. Don't miss a beat.
Tim McCluggage went 51 minutes without a disposal, a couple of early ones, and it's good to see when players just do the right thing. Josh Dunkley was under all sorts of pressure when he slipped over. He had to get through the tackle. He knew he had a player on the other side who was free. He did everything he possibly could with his body to get out of that tackle, get the ball out the other side, and they're away to the races. And Zach Bailey took a nice mark, but Dunkley's work to get that ball out was supreme.
Got to bring back Pete the Chief, Howie.
Yeah, I do too.
He's picked up DJ Sammy.
I don't know. When he could hardly hear it.
And Huddle, we got a problem?
No. And definitely not Judge Juddy.
5-point lead. The Lions kicked the first goal through Zach Bailey. Chera has sprayed that one off the side of the boot, and they're pleading for insufficient attempt, but it was just a genuine shank kick.
Yeah, he's trying to hit the lead. There's a player leading out towards it. It's only gone a few metres in front of him, so you can't pay that.
Boundary throwing right in front of the Carlton interchange bench. Michael Voss has been coaching from ground level all night. Hewitt tunnel balls it back to Akers, who scoops it back. It's going to end back with Chera, and they'll get it to the edge of forward 50. And Curto, he's monstered Jack Payne there, and he's not without a chance from here. Spins, heads to the goal square to Mackay. Had a good chance to mark that. He
probably could have shepherded it too, Duke. I could have thought.
Off hands through for a behind. They're having a little score review look, but I think pretty confident that is going to be behind. As we go to the big snorkel score review, probably overdoing
come off
it
a
again.
thigh. It's come off a thigh. No, I understand why, because it actually came off a Carlton leg, but it's come off the knee or just above the knee on the thigh of the Kendi, I think it is. Not below the knee, so it will be behind.
11-11-77 Brisbane. Carlton will go to 11-7-73 in early stages of this final quarter. And it's all brought to you on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Wilmot shaved to the near side. He's got Harris Andrews on a long lead in front of Mackay. Marks that in front of his eyes. There's Harris. He sends one further down the line. Sets a task to Darcy Gardner. Be a bit stronger in the contest. He was punched away from him by McGovern. Cameron with a bit of speed. Back to Archie. Up and under down the line. Danaher's out of position. Yeah, really well done by the Blues defender, Louis Young.
He's been good tonight, Young. He's given Danaher a bit of a touch-up, but there's still a long way to go in this game, and Danaher can do some pretty good things and some pretty ordinary things at times, but he's the sort of player that can kick a few in a hurry like Curnow did at the other end.
Just under 17 minutes remaining in this game. In fact, Naden a 4-point lead to the Lions. Cottrell's had some good moments. Sends it to Mackay, and Andrews from the side was Berry. Worked it towards the boundary line, and Archie will be thrown in right where the boundary line in the forward 50 arc in attack for the Blues. Chris Fagan, a little scratch of the head, Howie, on the Harvey Norman replay. Thought he was in for a relaxing night, but it's been anything but that.
His team are up by 46 points in the second term. They now lead it by just 4 after dipping behind at three-quarter time by a point. McCluggage been good this term, Heath.
Yeah, Hugh McCluggage, 4th disposal for the term.
Check side. It's Eric. He's got Charlie Cameron forward of the ball, which is dangerous for the Blues. Sard. Cameron, 2 real speeds. There's boundary line. Charlie keeps it in momentarily. Good contest, that. Who do you think would win 100 between Sard and Cameron Noodles?
I think Charlie would have him over the first 10 to 15, and I reckon Sard would mow him down.
Good contest in an Olympic year. Are you off to the Olympics?
No.
Okay. Ball spins back into play. Danaher taps it down. Blues deep in defence. Can't afford to make an error here. They haven't. They've worked it out nicely. Driving ball to centre wing. A couple of big boys compete. Harris Andrews spoils it to the ground. Starcevic run down from behind by Cunningham. With Brisbane just on their defensive flank. 15:50 on the clock. Brisbane 11-11. Carlton 11-7. Brisbane by 4 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Melbourne Storm get their year off to a victory, and I think, as you said, the great Craig Bellamy has never lost an opening round. I think might be 23 consecutive years over the reigning three-time champs.
You got to pay that.
Panthers. What have we got, Chief, down there?
He's called it touch. I mean, even though there's a squall coming from behind, when the forward is in front and he goes for that second grab, you normally pay that, Mark.
The Brisbane Lion fans are a little unhappy with it. It's a boundary throw in 70 round from the Lions' goal. 4-point lead to Brisbane, to Koning. Like his game tonight. It's been good. Mackay and Andrews is a pivotal contest. Mackay has a nice win here. The kick's got to be good. It is to Cripps. Harry Mackay outpointed Andrews. And the Carlton captain, Paddy Cripps, can give them the lead back 30 metres out. No angle to worry about.
They've made a switch as well, the Lions. They've sent Jack Payne forward and Darcy Gardner has gone back into defence.
Good kick. Brownlow medal superstar Paddy Cripps. Huge moment for the captain. 180 games he played before his first final last year. He'll relish this moment. Superstar, and he was always going to kick that, Paddy Cripps, and he gives the fist pump. He says, we're in front of you, Carlton. Bossy goes to take a drink. There's something special happening tonight here with the Blues at the Gabba. They lead it by 2 points. The Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, Harry Mackay, he just doesn't stop running. I know he's missed a couple, he kicked a couple, but he's been pretty good tonight, and the range he has covered, and the fact that he was able to get Harris Andrews up out of that defensive 50 and have a contest on the wing, that's Harris Andrews, not his comfort zone. So when you get him up there, he's not doing what he needs to do back in the defensive 50. Then the ball goes in, there's players out everywhere. Paddy Cripps takes an easy mark, so a big tick there for Harry Mackay.
Jack Payne off the ground now, and it's Darcy Gardner picking up Charlie Kerner.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Great ball in from Harry Mackay. Kick off the footy, 7 Harvey Norman. Big savings on big screen TVs on now. Right, who's going to get the clearance here? Trying to whip it out is Jackie Carroll. Hit the goal, just his second of his career earlier on in the third. Fogarty goes back by hand. Scrappy little play out of the other side. Trying to get a handle on it is Ollie Hollands. His brother's joined him down at the Blues this year. Can't get clear. 77-79. Carlton by 2 points. 14-10 on the clock. India 8 for 461, leading England by 243 on the first innings. Here they come again, the Blues. Picked up, trying to clear is Lohman. Now it's McGovern. Slides the ball forward into attack for the Blues. Boundary line, Fogarty boundary line. Blues just about 45 around from their attacking goal.
Just under 14 minutes remaining in this match. Brisbane Lions had a 46-point lead in this game. They now trail by 2 points in the final term. Mackay doing the boundary throw and ruck work. Cunningham with some acceleration through the contest. Fantasia. Mackay picks it up, snaps, and Gardner on the line was able to usher that through. And I just saw a groan from the Chief. He's probably...
He shanked the snap. It's gone along the ground. He's got one player in the goal square guarding the goals. That's Darcy Gardner, and he can't clear his head. In fact, it hits him on the shoe.
Fletcher receives it from fullback. Immediately goes by foot looking for Leicester. Does well to out-mark Newman. Goes inboard, hits the corridor. This is good. Aggressive footy. Archie, defensive point of the square. He's getting shaped back towards the boundary line. He doesn't want to go there. Just hooks it down the wing nicely. There's a good build-up. They're still towards the middle of the ground. Zorko spreads it out wide. Now they're on the flank. Into the hands of the former Bulldog, Josh Dunkley. It's a patient build-up. Again, a little short ball. Back to Zorko. Kicks it tight. Out the fuller. It is. Just made a meal of that with a foot, did Zorko. Carlton survive. They're up by 3 points. 13 on the clock. The Blues.
Saab will take a free kick from the out of bounds of the full. He's been called to play on. Didn't seem to move too far off his mark, so he has to dump it down the line. Curnow was manhandled by Harris Andrews. He's appealing for a free kick, nothing doing. Zorko goes with a right foot bender, and that's another really disappointing turnover. Jordan Boyd has taken the mark at half back, goes short to Ollie Hollands. Still at half back. Sends it high down the line. Curnow's going to have a launch at it. Archie didn't complete the mark. And through his hands right in front of the Triple M commentary box. Here on centre wing at the Gabba opening round. Belter of a game. Carlton lead it by 3 points. 12 and a half minutes remaining.
Triple M Seabar Super special comment. Seabar Soup making hard work pay off since 1984. You've got Nathan Brown and Jason Dunstall. Gets no better. Simply gets no better. The Blues by 3 points, 80-77. 12 and a half on the clock. Really tightening up here at the Gabba. Important first win for both teams. Carlton overturned the prelim final result after trailing this one by 46 points in the second term. They have worked their way back and back and back. Kicked 10 of the last 12 goals, the Blues. Or Kennedy nearly took off a finger of Lockie Neal. That was the old-fashioned kick from danger, Chiefy. Neal's got it, the number 9, stocky-looking customer, crowded forward line ahead. Plays on, runs his measure, really clever kick. Gee, played that well. Could have bombed, everyone thought he would, but he hit McCarthy on a little up lead.
What I like about
40 out.
Howie was the fact that everybody was leading into the pocket and he looked to go into the pocket and he thought, pretty crowded there, and then he darted off and he got 20 metres where the Carlton players weren't aware of it. He was able to get that 20 and that opened up the other side of the ground. It was smart play by Lockie Neal.
Lincoln McCarthy for a third to take a 3-point lead. He's kicked 2 goals to McCarthy. He's a good set shot, this man. 46 out directly in front. Hits it to the left. He brings it. Not enough. Big miss that. 78 Brisbane, 11-12. 80 Carlton, 12-8. 2-point lead the Blues, 11-18 on the clock. Triple M, Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
If they get beaten, they'll rue these missed opportunities in the second half, the Lions.
Newman has placed it in front of Blake Acres. Talk me through his night, please, Heath.
Blake Acres, Red Z lending stats, 20 disposals now for the game, 5 clearances, 7 scoring moments.
Important player, Nate, for me, Blake Acres.
Had a great final series last year.
Covers good ground, gets back nicely in defence. Mackay starting to become a factor at half forward. Lockie Neal, gang tackled. Pretty happy to just see that one sit there at half forward for the Blues. Still 2 kicks from home. 2-point lead. Carlton have got free kicks being picked up from that stoppage, going the way of the Blues. It will be Matty Kennedy. Who can send them inside forward 50. Where's Charlie Curnow? He's got the matchup at Darcy Gardner down there. Mackay. Cottrell's trying to work Harris Andrews over to keep him away from the footy. Gets to ground. Mackay picked it up. Archie got hold of him. Jasper Fletcher hands it to Rayner, but the kick is going to come back because it's been marked again by Kennedy.
He plays on immediately, drives the long ball forward. Can they take a mark down there? Mackay 2-on-1. Archie throws himself at the footy. Desperation stakes now. Gardner taken across the line. Archie, as he had a crack tonight. So they still press Carlton. They're 20 round from their attacking goal. They lead it by 2 points. 10-16 on the clock before this one's done. Second game of the season. Sydney got it done over Melbourne last night. A couple of crackers tomorrow, the Gold Coast and Richmond, and then Collingwood by the Giants. Archie again over the footy. Carlton continue to press. Rayner, little hand pass, could go to anyone. Bailey picks it up and accelerates. He's such an exciting player. Chipping ball is good. Half back, here they go again. They want to move on. Zorko plays for the 50. Umpire doesn't give it. Now he might.
Down the field.
Against Williams for pushing over Zorko after he got rid of the footy.
Trying to get it moving quickly in the Lions. Loman takes the mark on forward 50. A little lead from Link McCarthy's ignored. He's got Danaher deep.
Come around.
It'll take some time here, Loman, and now he's been called to come around on the mark. So it allows Carlton some time to fold back. Loman to the top of the goal square. Fisted through. Wasn't a great kick in the end. It was easily defended. Newman got back, and
Nick, you got to move out.
we're back to a 1-point lead. 12-8-80 Carlton, 11-13-79 Brisbane. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 9:25 remaining in this match.
Sard. Newman takes the 70 away from his goal. Contested ball. And it's held in by Fletcher and Akers.
Oscar.
Forward. For the Lions, Cunningham, Hewitt, Jules along the wing, Tough one to pick up. Slippery conditions now. Fletcher, good athlete, runs back with the flight, sees something he likes down the line, and he kicks it to a bloke in the crowd having a pie. It's out the full.
Big ask of Paddy Cripps, isn't it, to do the bulk of the ruck work when they're having a rest for their ruckman. And he's going up against Oscar McInerney, but then he's expected at ground level to butter up, get the ball, run forward. That's a big ask, and he's doing a great job so far.
Just love it though, Nate, to get that extra midfielder around the ball at this stage of the game. As Paddy Cripps breaks even in the part of it. It's a huge advantage. Wilmot started well, but a few of his teammates had to work pretty hard since quarter time. Carlton going to win it back here on centre wing. Zach Williams hands it back to Young. He's put this one right up the chimney. Good luck marking that. Harris Andrews, defensive spoil. Lockie Neal picked it up. Couldn't get a clean handle on it. It's still a live footy out there. Picked up by Bailey. Always smart with the footy. Hands it off to Andrews and he spears it to Joe Danaher.
Danaher plays on, 1 point game, 8 on the clock, sends it forward. Cameron Sard. Sard had it, spent it. Cameron at ground level. You know what the end result is here. You've read the story so many times. Cameron shuts the book. Ripping goal, 12-13-85, Carlton 12-8-80, Brisbane by 5 points. Cameron gets his second, Sard had it, spilt to the ground, and you knew at that stage, boys, it was trouble.
He did everything right, and he's done everything right all night. Not on one occasion has he allowed Charlie Cameron at the back, and how often do you see Charlie Cameron out the back sprinting towards goal because his opponent has gone under the football and he's just beat him back with pure speed. Got the right position, went up, just did the wrong thing by dropping it. It was the perfect play, bar the ending.
It wasn't a great kick from Danaher, though. I mean, that's not to the advantage of Charlie Cameron. When the defender's out the back and you're kicking it on his head, he was a little fortunate that Sard didn't take the mark. But as soon as he spilt it, look at Charlie go to the loose ball, and it's a really good finish from a tight angle.
Sixth lead change of the game with Charlie Cameron putting Brisbane back in front. 5 point lead. McInerney, clean possession, gets it to half forward. Free kick to Cameron. He's got it again, Charlie, and just what he's done so often. You can hold him for a while, but he always pops up, puts it out in the Hipwood direction. McGovern got underneath the footy. Hipwood trying to drag it back under. He might have a bit of an issue here, Eric. It spills out the back. This is the activated sub. Jack Carroll sends it out of defence. Try to fist it forward, Berry. Dunkley working hard back on it. Fogarty gives chase. Slaps it back to Berry. Lions are going to go inside 50. They were until Berry kicked it out of bounds on the full. So at half back, Carlton ball. Blues now trail by 5 points. 7:24 remaining.
Carlton. Cottrell had a good night, become a good player, the speedster, sends it long towards a contest on the wing, DeConing out the back of him. Leicester hacks it.
They've shanked a few toward the Lions, haven't they?
Landed in the lap of Berry, don't know how, and he's turned it over. So a few mistakes coming in, tired players. Newman cuts the ball inboard effectively. McGovern bites one off in the middle. Carlton looking to go through the centre now. Chera, this is good aggression. Free kicks, they'll be towards the inside 50. He's turned it over, has Chera. A short ball straight to the line. Defenders who split it out towards the members.
He's struggling, Calamachi. He's got cramps. He's struggling to run at the moment.
He's got the Sharon Chief, and you're right, he doesn't look comfortable at all. Charlie Cameron direction. Zach Williams' first game back from his ACL has been really solid, and he works it over for a boundary thrown right in front of our Triple M commentary position here. So 6:36 remaining on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. The Brisbane Lions have a 5 point lead, and Paddy Cripps is on the interchange bench having a spell. You want to get him back out there pretty quickly.
6:36 on the clock. Brisbane 32 at quarter time, 31 at half time. Carlton by a point at 3/4 time. Brisbane by 5 points after kicking 2 goals to 1 for the term. Here's the Blues though, loading off half back, driving ball forward. Darcy Gardner back in defence where he looks more comfortable. Starcevic with that shaved head. Real short ball. Brisbane look like they've just got a touch more run at the moment. McCluggage just plays forward the ball. Ignored Starcevic by hand. Just bites off a little cheeky one. He's not supported by a teammate in the air. That teammate was Lyons. Now Carlton turn it over again. Although, as you said, Archie's got nothing left in the tank and he gives away a free kick. It's to Owies, who's cramping as well. He's cramping everywhere at the moment.
He's got to get up and look around here, Chief, because he's got the short one onto Hollands and eventually gets it there. Bit slower play than it needed to be. Charlie Curnow and Darcy Gardner in a wrestle down there. Thought a free kick was going to be picked out. They go to Curnow. Over the top came Harris Andrews.
Yeah, it was super play by Harris Andrews. Sensed the danger and he had to leave his direct opponent, who was Harry Mackay in the goal square. Had to cover at least 20 metres to get there. And got there he did. And he got the ball out of bounds.
Should have been a free kick for Darcy Gardner. He just got thrown to the ground. Tackled and thrown to the ground by Charlie Curnow before the lead.
Carlton pressing. 30 out from their attacking goal, the Blues. Curnow, well, he hasn't been sighted apart from 15 minutes in this game when he kicked it for Nate.
It's good for that.
Yeah, fantastic for. He brought them back into it, dragged them back into it. DeConing taps towards space, 28 from Carlton's goal. Starcevic will be under pressure as he tries to get rid of it. Barrels it out towards centre wing. Big fly by Eka, split the pack. There's men down everywhere. Payne is in all sorts. They come back to Hollands, wobbles the ball forward into the pocket. Can they keep it in? They can't. Gee, split the pack there, Eric, with Carlton in attack. Brady Thomas, Bob James.
Yeah, Chief mentioned Archie's cramping. So too Jared Berry. Had a couple of horrible turnovers in this term and he's come off. He's got to cramp in his quad and his hamstring. He's just on the bike now.
Thanks, Brady. Bob Jane Team Arts. Deep in attack, Carlton. You can buy 3, get 1 free at Bob Jane Team Arts plus instant cashbacks. Call or shop online. T's and C's apply. Heath, what are you seeing on the Triple M Red Z lending stats?
Yeah, Brownie and Chief spot on. Harris Andrews, #1 ranked player in this term. Poll coaches votes in 4 of the last 5 games against Carlton as well, so a bit of a nemesis for them.
Brisbane have won 52 of their last 60 at the Gabba. It is truly a fortress. They're just hanging on by 5 points. Rayner pumps into the middle. 3 Carlton players will track it back. They've got the space. Unlucky bounce, though. It hangs and keeps them waiting a little bit. Oh, taking on the tackle's gone.
Oh,
He's got one high. He has.
He's ducked as he sidestepped him. That's lucky.
Jordan Boyd. Could have been the game there if they'd turned it over. They had no one forward of the footy, the Blues. They play on again. Carlton drop a ball inside 50. Can the mark be taken? Mackay fisted away from him. McCluggage picks it up in heavy traffic. Cherish snapping ball towards the square. Coming back, a couple of Carlton players. Curnow's there. He's bustled out of it. Harris Andrews now, the attacking one. Wilmot, look at him go, Das!
Have a look at the speed. Takes a second bounce. Runs Orazio Fantasia off his feet.
This is the man they said's the quickest player in the history of football. Fantasia.
He just got the jet-propelled speed, did Wilmot. They get it to Lohman. So 2 of the fresh faces for Brisbane involved in this. We're down to 3:49 remaining in the match. And Zorko, with plenty of experience now, happy just to massage this footy around for a while. Go back to Lohman. Boy from Ballarat. Kicked a lot of goals in the VFL last year, did Lohman. They send it down towards Hipwood and out the back. Rayner, front and centre. Hipwood turned himself inside out to win that footy and off hands. Out of bounds. Mitch McGovern might have caught one in the crown jewels, I think, Howie.
I reckon Charlie Cameron's dropped the shoulder into him as he was running by.
The rib area. 3:21 on the clock. Brisbane by 5 points. It's a beauty in the second match of the season. He's all right though, McGovern. Brisbane in front of 33,367. It's a huge crowd at the Gabba for game 2. And the AFL's decision to take things interstate looks like a beauty, Nate.
Start's been good. Sell out at both nights. Sydney last night, Brisbane tonight. Perfect conditions for football, and we've got a belter.
So if they don't get another score, they'll get nervous. Brisbane leading by just 5 points.
Free kick to the Blues for a high tackle. Defensive point in the square. Carlton, can they load off half back?
No worry, the young man.
Jack Carroll.
He's been good since coming on, hasn't he? Done some good things.
Some good little 50-50 balls here, Carlton. Chief said if they can get their nose in front and kick the next goal, it will be interesting. Boyd run hard from half back. Mackay launches again. Aaron Andrews in close attention. There's Cripps, who's got himself back onto the field and desperate to find a winner here. Michael Voss is barking instructions from the boundary line. He's pacing up and down.
You want your players, your fast players like Fantasia, going through as hard as they can for this ball.
Blues trail by 5 points. They're in attack. 2:31 on the clock. Can someone produce some magic inside 50 for the mighty Navy Blues? Archie takes on a couple. Drives it towards the line. Chera keeps it in eventually. Hacks it back. Ollie Hollands, wobbling ball. Well done by Dunkley. He's grabbed it like a goalkeeper. Sends it towards the wing. Good mark. Really good mark there by the number 11, Mitch McGovern.
He goes with a transfer of direction kick laterally to Newman. It's in good hands. Nick Newman generally thinks his way through it. Where's Curnow? Mackay, the big Carlton forwards. Harry's got it. Mackay got in front of Andrews. And how massive is this? We know he's had his goal kicking issues. So a minute 46 remaining in this, and Harry Mackay with a 35-metre kick. No angle at all to worry about. Can put Carlton in front. Can he do it?
Whenever he's got separation from Harris Andrews tonight, he's been able to mark it. So he's kicked too beautifully where he's got under them and kicked them with some height. The one he did miss was to this end where he stabs it. Let's hope he has learned from that.
The Coleman medal winner from 2021 to give Carlton the lead back. And Harry Mackay slotted it home. And look at him go. He's got 3. Carlton fans are out of their chair. Mackay is pumped. 1:11 on the clock left. Carlton by a point. What a game.
Oh, it's been brilliant. It's a monumental comeback from the Blues. You've got to give them every credit. But having said that, the Lions got no one to blame but themselves. They wasted so many opportunities, particularly in the third quarter, and they've had so many inside 50s in this last quarter that have just gone to waste. Poor entries that resulted in turnovers. They couldn't force that second score to give themselves a bit of breathing space, and now they're in all sorts of trouble.
46 points down they were. They lead it by a point. The Blues with 1:11 on the clock. Harry Mackay has kicked 3 and a couple of tasty set shots.
Where the 6-6-6 rule is so good because Carlton can't put numbers back until after the bounce. So if Brisbane get a clean takeaway, it's game on.
Could be a draw. Brisbane, they smash it forward in the ruck. Zorko knew what was happening. He applies a tackle. Wraps up Chera.
Expect McInerney to push this one forward again.
Curnow's gone back in defence.
McInerney looking to hack it forward. Doesn't make contact. He'll get a free.
Yeah, Gardner's gone with him.
He'll drive it long. He does. Massive moment in the game this. Everyone's down there. Big fly from behind. Spills to the back. Brisbane want a point to equal it up. They're saying Carlton have sat on the footy. The umpire says no. 47 seconds on the clock. Top of the goal square for the Lions. They trail by a point.
How about the tension here at the Gabba? Opening round. Chris Fagan can't look. McInerney and DeConey 10 metres out from the Lions goal. 1 point lead to Carlton. Curnow's back there. It's pinballing around. They slap it out. Got a chance here coming up is Lions. Picked up by Cameron. Well tackled. Loggy nil. And he kept it in. It's out of bounds, but the clock ticks down to 31 seconds. Carlton by 1 point. Can they hang on?
Hemmed in the pocket. Every player's in one half of the ground. There's got to be 35 players with inside attack and 50 for the Lions. Snap out of the pack. They're 20 from home. Fletcher can't break the tackle. Brilliant tackle. Goes across the line. Took 9 seconds that play. 21 seconds on the clock. The Blues deep in defence, lead it by a point.
One of these Brisbane players has just got to have a run at it. Try and go through. Maybe upset the apple cart. Get a free kick or take the ball with you.
McInerney tried to take clean possession. DeConey's got to wrap it up. Can't give away a free kick. Getting back Akers. He kicks towards the boundary line. Mackay brilliantly juggled it over the line. And some more precious seconds taken off the clock. Down to 9 seconds. 1 point lead to Carlton. Can they hang on?
9 seconds on the clock. The Blues by a point. The umpire's 55 from the Brisbane goal. Sets it in. They need one perfect passage here, Brisbane. 6 seconds on the clock. 4 second clock. It's wrapped up again. 3 seconds. 2 seconds.
There.
What a win.
Clock stops with a second remaining. They'll have to give away a free kick here, Carlton. If they don't, they're home. Sirens! Carlton come from 46 points down. They come from way out in the clouds to snatch a 1 point win. Brisbane almost never beaten here at the Gabba. They're rolled by a point. What a start to the season for the Blues. something to give their supporters hope, something to build on, something to celebrate. Carlton 13-8-86, Brisbane 12-13-85, Carlton by a point. Hard to believe what we've seen tonight at the Gabba.
With all the champions they like to send up, we'll keep our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous old dark blue.
Brisbane 32 at quarter time, 31 at half time. Then Carlton came out and smashed them. They kicked 8 goals in a row, led it by a point at 3/4 time. Brisbane hit the front again, but the last goal, the winning goal, a third goal from Harry Mackay, a set shot, Jason, from 30 out with the pressure of the world sitting on his shoulders in a football sense. He nailed it. Carlton by a point.
Held his nerve. He did what the Lions couldn't do when they had their opportunities, and it's a deserved victory. I mean, they fought back hard. Brisbane had their chances. They will rue those missed opportunities, but the Blues, when they were dead and buried, found a way to stay in the game. They fought back, and they've had a magnificent, almost a season-defining victory with a couple of good players still to come back into the lineup. This is like 8 points winning here.
It started in the second quarter, Chief, where they were blown away in the first quarter. They were blown away in the first half of that first quarter, but finally slowed them up as we go down to Channel 7.
You haven't won at this venue for over a decade. How much does this mean to the group?
Oh, it means so much. I mean, you can see the look on the boys' faces after the game. To come here at the end of the season and then start the season here. So, it's end of the season last year and started again here. I mean, Harry holding that moment then, I think that's such a highlight for us. A lot of the boys, so pretty bloody proud of him. Well done, mate.
That's where I'm coming to you, Harry, kicking the match winner. So much pressure on your shoulders all the time, but to be able to stand up and get it done in that moment, what's running through your mind?
Oh, I think want to be in those moments. Obviously, got a bit of adrenaline, a bit of nerves, but sticking to your process and backing yourself in. And as long as you commit, doesn't matter the result. So, but glad I went through. I thought the boys are great. Kind of didn't start amazing, but the resilience to come back was really impressive.
46 points. That was the margin halfway through the second quarter. What was said at half-time just to really galvanise the group and get you going?
Oh, we thought the last 10 minutes of the second quarter kind of turned momentum, kind of started playing our brand, so we're really confident going into the break, and then, yeah, just goal by goal, chipping away, sticking to our process, and we know we get it back. So, as I said, great resilience and good start to the year.
The Lions simply don't lose here at the Gabba. They didn't win a home game all last year. I went up at 3/4 time and sat with the Blues brothers and the Blues sisters. How big of an impact do they have on the group when you come out here in such a hostile environment?
Yeah, I mean, he said it. I think the fans that we have, I mean, we might not have outnumbered the Lions fans today, but we sure are louder, I reckon. So we're extremely happy with them. And then just back to Big H holding that moment there. I think that can put the media to sleep a little bit. So well done, H. Never.
Well said, boys. Go and soak it up. Well done.
Ooh, nice little whack too for those that have not had faith in H. Mackay. Kicks the goal that wins the match from 30 out, and a massive celebration for the Blues. Triple M Amy review, who covers Clangers on and off the field. Amy does. We're going to take a break here. We're going to give you a full review. We're going to open the phone lines to the whole of Australia, Chief, to talk about the Blues. We'll be here for another hour and a half at least. Well done, the Blues. They get it done by a point for McDonald's Marine Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Three minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
2.5 minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
.1 minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
.30 seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M footy review for Amy. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does.
Incredible game of footy. The Blues trailed by 46 points in the second term. They won up by a point off the back of a set shot from Harry Mackay to kick his third deep in time on. Macca's I'm loving it moment. We'll get to that shortly. Macca's hungry for the new season. Footy's back on the menu. Choice hotels round the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you get the lowest price guarantee when you book direct to choicehotels.com. So go ahead and book it. India 8 for 473, leading by 255 in Durham Sharla. Triple M MVP award for Employment Hero. From hired to retired, Employment Hero's HR recruitment and payroll software handles it all. Search Employment Hero today. Who's got the votes today, lad?
Chief.
Chiefy. Looks rather surprised by that.
Never done them.
Okay. Righto. Well, maybe we try the Macca's moment then. Tonight's I'm Loving It moment happened.
You're an idiot, Nathan.
In the last quarter on Triple M footy. Here's how it was called.
Where's Curnow? Mackay, the big Carlton forwards. Harry's got it. Mackay got in front of Andrews. And how massive is this? We know he's had his goal-kicking issues. So a minute 46 remaining in this, and Harry Mackay with a 35-metre kick. The Coleman medal winner from 2021 to give Carlton the lead back. And Harry Mackay slotted it home. And look at him go. He's got three. Carlton fans are out of their chair, and Mackay is pumped.
Great kick, great call, Luke Darcy. Right, who's doing the votes?
I think Chiefs.
Okay. If you didn't hear that, that was Chief saying they're getting done flog now. We've got some notice. We're going down into the rooms
right,
too.
Chief.
So we'll take you down into the rooms. Bretty Thomas will be down there to give us a full atmosphere. Bretty, take it away. Set the scene. Paint the picture.
Well, I'm actually on the field.
Right.
Apparently we don't get reception down in the rooms, but I was just talking to Ash Hansen, and he said, like we heard on that interview on Channel 7 with Harry Mackay, that he felt the momentum shift toward the end of that second quarter, and I said the Lions don't lose here, and he said they do now. Just phenomenal. They looked dead and buried, but the Lions lost a bit of energy, and you think that would be the Blues in this sort of heat. It was 26 degrees first bounce, and it didn't dip below 24 before that. So, famous win for...
All right, Brady, let's get into the rooms now with the Navy Blues. Great rendition. Chiefs now rolling in. He's going to give us the votes, and we'll try and get some information down in the rooms, although sounds like in 2024 we don't quite have the technology to get down to the rooms, Nathan.
No coverage from Brady Daniels.
No coverage from Brady Daniels down there. Chieftain, the votes, please. Thanks for our good friends at Employment Hero.
Gave one vote to Darcy Wilmot. Loved his game off halfback for Brisbane. Gave plenty of drive, picked up plenty of the ball, thought he did a tremendous job. I gave 2 votes to Blake Acres. I thought he was instrumental in keeping the Blues in the game. Did a lot of good work behind the footy through the middle of the ground with his clearances. And I gave 3 to Harry Mackay.
Yes.
This is the man that had the impact on the game.
Yes.
He took 7 marks. He had 13 or 14 possessions, kicked the 3 goals, kicked the one that needed to be kicked when it was done. Did a little bit of work as the second ruck. I thought he played a good, solid game.
Love it, Chiefy. We're trying to get hold of one of the Blues. They have to get them out of the rooms, though, for the technological department down there to work. So normally this time of the night, I ask everyone what they're up to tomorrow. Das, what's on for you tomorrow?
I'm on the early flight back tomorrow, Howie, and looking forward to nice family day tomorrow. It's going to be hot in Melbourne, isn't it?
39.
39.
Yeah. No football for you tomorrow?
No footy for me tomorrow.
What about you, Noodles?
In the pool tomorrow, Howard.
Pool?
Yeah, just straight home in the pool. Have a good day.
I hope you're in the training ring.
Yeah.
No, I've done all my training this week.
No, you can always
All my
do some
training
more.
this week.
Top up.
Top up.
What about you, Chieftain? What's up for you tomorrow?
I'll get home, I'll turn the air conditioning on, and that'll be me.
Right,
Howie?
that's it, sitting on the couch. Okay. I'm meant to be playing cricket tomorrow, but there's a rule now in men's cricket that if it's above 36 degrees, they stop playing.
Well, at your age, you need to be careful about these things.
We're bowling.
Now that you're the wrong side of 50, mate. You know.
Yeah.
What sort of player are you, Howie?
Well, I got runs last week.
Battler.
Really
What,
got
12?
Runs. I batted 4 last week. Came in at 2 for 10.
When you say you got runs, how many did you get?
65 not. Nearly blew up, though.
You're another Steve All Red anchor, are you?
So slow. I love Reading.
Mate.
6 overs to go. I thought, right, I'm not getting out here. I'm not getting out. Reading.
Get off.
But we've got a bowl tomorrow, so hopefully we get a game in. And then semi-finals for the mighty Bowenheads after that. But we're just filling time because still in 2024 we can't get reception in the rooms. Like, Das, what's happening?
You can speak to someone on the moon, Howie, but we can't get into the Gabba rooms as we speak.
So,
but on that note, we would love to get down there, but it's been beautiful first night of opening round.
Yeah, it has.
I'd love to spend more time
What was
there.
your highlight tonight, Duke, apart from Sticks, Kernahan and Tristan?
Oh, I love Sticks.
That was good.
What my takeaway is, I'm more concerned about you than I've ever been after Danny Green put the flag up and said he's very, very much in the Corns camp.
I don't think you should be having a day off tomorrow. I think a bit of pad work.
That's okay.
Our Two-Man was calling the Harry Mackay goal back in the practice studio. Let's have a listen to how Two-Man called it.
Carlton currently trailed by 5 points. This to give them the lead. He comes in. The drop punt's on his way. Harry, you've done it. For Carlton, ball up, and there it is. Siren sounds. Carlton have defeated the Lions. Can you believe it?
That's good.
Great call.
I like it.
And
he's off and running.
He's in the studio by himself. He's dealing with the residual smoke from Leroy in the studio next door. It's not an easy thing to do.
He's got a bit
solo.
of work on the big moments.
He's got a second-hand high.
I thought he was pretty good.
He was high at the end. He was a Leroy second-hand dude.
Zach Williams is down with our man, Brady Thomas. What a great story this is, Brady.
It is, and Zach, I saw you in tears down there, mate. What did this mean to you?
Yeah, it's just an emotional moment, mate. I walked in and seen my wife and little daughter, and unfortunately, my mum and brother-in-law and my sister's kids couldn't fly up. Obviously, school today and work and stuff like that. So when I saw my partner and baby, it was just a lot of emotion just flowing through me in that moment, and it's been a long 18 months, that's for sure. So it was all worth it, all the hard work with rehab and going through what I went through the last 12 months. It's really worth it in moments like this.
When did you feel the momentum start to shift? When did you start to believe you could actually do this? Because they weren't beaten here at all last year.
Yeah, well, obviously they got on top of us in that first quarter. They're a really good side, so we sort of expected it, but we just couldn't stop them in that first quarter. But I think we felt the momentum shift after that second quarter, in that second quarter, just before half-time. We sort of, all the contested numbers and everything were on our side, so we just needed to clean a few things up inside 50s and just compete inside 50 and keeping the ball in every repeat stoppages and stuff like that. So, we tidied a few things up and, got the job done.
Fellas?
He's got the headphones on. Zach, here's Jason Dunst.
Kind of felt good that first term when the ball just kept coming down. It was raining goals for the Lions. That's a bit of a shock return to the game, Zach.
Yeah, it was, but, what happened there? Can you guys still hear me?
Yep, we got you, mate.
Sorry, I just bumped the radio or whatever it was. So, it was. The Lions really came at us, and as a back 6, 7, we're really under the pump, but we really got the game back on our terms in that second quarter, and it really set us up going into the second half. So, all credit to the whole team for what we did in that second half. So, it was a great job in the end.
Hey, Zach, so great to see you back out there. Can you take us through? There's always that doubt, isn't there, after a big serious injury like that you're going to be able to stand up, but you moved beautifully tonight. You must take a lot of confidence out of it.
Yeah, I've I put a lot of work in, like I said, the last 12 months, and I've had Matty Bode, who'll actually love me giving him a shout out. He actually put in a lot of work with me, and I didn't have off season. I was at the club the whole off season with him, and he really put in the effort with me, and got me back fully fit. So all the credit to him to get me back. To playing footy and back into full training and everything like that. So and there's other people that were involved and everything like that too. But I'm just so glad that I can be back playing footy and doing what I love, really.
All right, mate, we appreciate your time. Well done, Zach. Enjoy the win and can't wait to see you play next Thursday night versus the Tiggs.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Well done, Zach.
Matty Bode, another man that plays cricket for Barwon Heads and made it 70-odd last week as well. Well done to Brady Phillips down there. Well done to the Blues. They win it by a point. Nate,
good game.
What's the schedule this week?
Brady Phillips.
Brady Thomas. Brady Daniels.
Off to Brady Phillips.
He's the tennis bloke, isn't he?
Yeah.
What's the schedule this week, champ?
Sparring on Monday, sparring on Tuesday, Wednesday off, pad work Thursday, go for a run Saturday, and then just shred all weekend.
On your run, are you going to have the tracksuit and the garbage bag, the full works?
Nah, it's going to be warm, so
all right.
maybe just the top off.
Well done to Heath, well done to Damo, the boys in the back row, Jason Tunners, and
next time you need a chump, just get Howie down.
That's it. All right, and we'll see you next Friday night. But the Blues get it done by a point. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, peace and love. Triple M Rocks Footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.